you all went to the Tailstones area in the northern area near the Marrow Miners kind of abode, which is run by the 12th house of the city of Salt. The 12th house is secretly, outwardly, I guess, known, kind of hush hush wink wink, but still kind of talked about relatively more outward than you would expect on the streets. They're kind of the mobsters of the city. They definitely run a lot of muscle and push around the city to influence the other houses. And then the Marrow Miners are their own minor guild of basically god butchers. We've discussed in the first few sessions, god butchers are the people that literally harvest the Tarrasque. They were an independent guild, and now the Marrow Minders work solely for the 12th house. So there's these two guilds kind of competing for rights and creating political issues and all that stuff. Nonetheless, you've gone to a 12th house warehouse that has been recently abandoned. Very quickly, it was kind of like left shop, like within 2 or 3 days, when it used to be a bustling in and out place that the 12th House kept their meat products that they've been selling for the last few decades um, from the Marrow Miners, and the increase of that over the last decade has been something of interest to all the other houses. You found out last session kind of the reason why, sort of to summarize in your investigation a little bit. You go to this house, you find an elf, you kind of help the elf friend escape after some interrogation, and then you investigate the warehouse more to find a basement where there is a carcass. What's left of a carcass, I should say, of a baby Tarrasque. It's obvious the influx of the 12th house meat is coming from them necromantically breeding, harvesting. It's not quite sure how they're doing it yet, but creating nonetheless, infant versions of Tarrasque to grow them for a few years and then sell them. Um, and in our modern world, I like to equate that the way they're selling their meat, it's kind of like Kobe beef. If you know anything about Kobe beef, it's literally young calves that are, tended to for like the first year and a half or so of their life, and then they're butchered. But they're taken care of very, very well. But the whole purpose of them is to be calf meat. Like, it's kind of a weird thing in my mind, but hey, there are lots of
It's
weird.
more expensive and it tastes better, I guess.
Good
I
meat
don't
It
is
know.
good
does.
meat.
I've had it once. It does taste good. It's just an interesting perspective in my brain. But that's my kind of equation, I guess, to the city of Salt here with what the 12th house is doing. They're obviously selling this meat as kind of a similar like highbrow thing, and just saying that they got it for more prime cuts that haven't been in existence for a while. Like, the city's been harvesting the Tarrasque now for over 200 years. So there's, a lot of the meat that's there. People sometimes it's not the greatest, I should say, but it is edible and it doesn't really decompose anytime soon. For those things, that's why it makes excellent jerky. You guys have found maps of the surrounding area that the elf Talaria had. Um, she, by my notes, Cotton has that map
Yeah.
now. Birdman, you have a diagram of the baby Tarrasque, as well as I believe it was a piece of meat
It's like
from.
a skull, I think, like a
Yes, it
baby
was. Yeah,
skull.
no, yeah, that's right. You shoved the skull inside the thing.
It's in the briefcase.
You shoved
Yeah.
the skulls inside the briefcase, so you could bring evidence of that back, more concrete evidence. That is.
Yeah.
Um, you were running out the road going north to the go to. I gotta switch back to the map as my brain farted. To go to the Beast Crown. To make your way to the 10th house, who hired you. Um, to provide this evidence. But you have found that the Talaria's elf friend who escaped from you all has been waylaid by the 12th house guards at the gate here in the west part of the city. And where we left off, Birdman walks up and, in best summary, offered his criminal services
Yeah, sure.
to the guy being arrested. That's, I think, how everyone's interpreting the situation
Yeah,
by this point.
Yep.
pretty much. Yeah.
No, go ahead and do it.
And the rest of you kind of were following suit just to kind of head back in more of a nonchalant way and just kind of like come across this gathering. And you can see Talaria has kind of trying to hide herself as best she can over here. No one, but you're pretty sure, people up on on the buildings and whatnot have seen her by this point, um, with just the way people are reacting and whatnot. And then, so we come to the point of Birdman's offering his attorney services. We kind of left off before we get into this potential encounter. It does not have to roll initiative. Here, you guys can handle this with charisma checks and things like that, if you see fit. But I am going to say I've kind of borrowed a little bit from our plane of
L5R.
L5R. Yes. And then we're not gonna necessarily roll initiative for like encounters that are charisma based necessarily. Do intrigues, even though this might turn into that. But I'm going to say that I'm going to use the momentum points kind of mechanic. Like you have to have a certain number of successes to like convince people, and based upon who they are and how many of them are around will be more difficult and stuff. I'm gonna keep it based kind of around like an equivalency of like proficiency mods and stuff. So of like how many momentum you need to get here. So to that point, you will always kind of know the momentum points. You guys are level 7, your proficiency is 3. So to convince these guards, to convince people of whatever, you need 3 successes. You need not necessarily consecutive in a row, but you do need 3 successes to convince these guards to do something, to sway them to your side. And you can get more successes if you, through good roleplay, interaction, rolling insight checks, investigation checks, perception checks, whatnot, learning their motivations and whatnot, you can get more successes and make it more easily. Like if you can manipulate those things, basically. But if you push things too far, there will potentially roll initiative for here. But to lay the land, you guys are on the street view. There's buildings of various sizes in and around you, dirty. You're more or less in, I'd say, game mechanics wise, lightly obscured because you're in the tailstones. Most of the pollution and whatnot kind of wafts its way to the southern part of the city and just kind of gets stuck here because it's below sea level and stuff like that. So those of you that don't have dark vision, you'll see that it's a little more pale light because of that. Those of you who do have dark vision and just look normal, because you can see pretty much okay with these things because of your dark vision. But you're in your dark vision, like you're really not seeing color very well right now, unless you like focus on it, for things. And then you see a immediately walking down the veranda. All of you. He's not hiding in any way, shape, or form. The 12th house is composed of 3 basic races, 3 general races, but it's really diverse on the whole. But their main groups are formed. Their main group is drow. Because this is daytime, you're unlikely to see any drow right now. The drow had, when they first came into the city and established their kind of association with everything and started to create the 12th house, they made a strong relationship with the mountain dwarves from the north of here. And so there's a lot of dwarves that are involved in the 12th house as well because of the high trade volume that they do out of the city. And then their main grunt force, like of the 3 races that were hired for the purpose of being grunts, I should say, are you have the Canis, which are coyote folk, for lack of a better way to put it. You see one of them closest to you all up. He's probably about 20 feet up on this, just like kind of sitting back on his haunches. Has a bow out, but no arrow knocked. As he kind of watches, definitely being a scout on the veranda and whatnot. I thought it was a cool little picture I found. And then you see Birdman gathered. There's a couple dwarves that have basically manacled the and grappled right now the friend of Talaria, and then the guy that Birdman can see. The rest of you can hear him, probably not see him directly just yet, at least in on full view, because Canis are small creatures. They are so he is only about 3.5, 4 feet tall. You do Birdman, the guy who's in charge, seems to be this Canis here. He is dressed like a monk for the ease of putting things. He looks like he's one of those. They're the Canis in general are rangers, monks, and fighters. Are usually what they most commonly kind of align themselves to. So he is kind of ordering the dwarves that have the guy manacled on their way. They want to continue heading this way and go to their actual 12th house. Like he's basically being arrested as a prisoner of the 12th house. So more than likely he won't see a court or anything like that.
Whoa,
The
whoa, whoa.
12th
Yeah,
house.
exactly. Not fair.
So yeah, so Birdman knows those things.
What the
So
fuck?
the rest of you are coming up on this idea. Birdman, you have a box, right? Like of this stuff.
I I have my
You have
my
your briefcase.
briefcase.
You have
That's
your
it.
briefcase.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
so
just looks
that's
like my
so they'll
briefcase.
see your briefcase. Okay, I'm just trying to get
Yeah.
visual in my head.
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't
so
know
you
what's
have
in
your
it, but it
briefcase
looks like
and
my
then your
briefcase. Yeah.
other whatever other stuff you
Like
normally
my
carry on
bags
you.
and stuff. Yeah. Like it's like I
Yeah,
have like my bags and all that, like a backpack probably, and then like all my weapons and shit.
yeah.
Like, but yeah.
Being in the city, just to remind you, you guys don't always have to carry a backpack. It's up to you how much you want to carry on you. You don't always have to carry all of your adventuring gear. You can say, "Hey, I have some of that at my apartment," because you're not always going out, on a long adventure where you need, bedrolls and shit.
Well,
Um,
it's probably like a backpack filled with like essentials, like a couple rations,
mhm.
like just in case I'm
Yeah,
like
no,
out
that's cool.
snacking or like it's got
Yeah,
some money in it, stuff like that. Just like a little like satchel, I guess.
yeah,
It like
that's
looks
cool.
like a I imagine since I'm a lawyer, it probably looks like one of those saddlebag type things where it like
Yeah,
sits on my
okay.
side. And then I also have a briefcase. Because I
Yeah.
imagine Birdman probably does have very let's say nice clothing. It's probably not very nice, but it's like a suit ish.
It probably was nice.
It probably was nice at some
When you
point.
first came to the city a couple years ago, it probably was nice, but now it's your only suit. You've probably had it washed a couple times, which is normal
Eh,
for a medieval
uh,
society, you know?
Yeah.
if
Like once or
I
It's
twice.
could,
probably not worth washing it most of the time because of how dirty the city is.
if
Yeah.
I could jump in and say I have both mending and prestidigitation, so
So
Well,
it's
there you
probably
go.
very clean when I
Yeah,
need it to be clean.
yeah, yeah. Right now, after you guys have what you've done today, probably not. You're at least the
Well, I'm
bottom
not.
half of
I
you.
mean, I imagine I'm not wearing the suit now. I imagine like I have like out traveling clothes, which are like the
Mhm.
cloak with like the the heavy,
Yeah,
basically what I wore when I met Eros, I imagine. But then I probably got here and was like, oh, they're offering me a job as a lawyer. I better get like a suit or something. Like, so I have a suit for court, but
okay,
stuff like
makes
that.
sense.
Yeah,
Makes sense. Um,
but yeah, I'm probably wearing my little saddlebag and then just my briefcase and all my weapons and shit. So like my dagger, or like my belt of daggers and my bow around me, I suppose.
all right. I'm gonna have before I see what this guy says in response to you. I'm gonna have him roll a history check to see if he knows who Birdman is.
Oh no.
Um. Okay, and then I have one other history check rolled.
hmm.
Okay. Uh,
Does he get one?
the
Does he live in
the
the
young
12th
Canis
house?
here, ordering the orcs, not the orcs, the dwarves. You know what I meant. Ordering the dwarves. You stop him, and he's like, "Oh, I don't. Avis, I'm sorry, sir. We have procured a thief, it seems, stealing from our warehouses. It is something that the 12th house will take care of. I is curious to see one of your feathered folk. You usually,
Oh,
besides the
so
point,
he doesn't. So he doesn't know who I am.
he has
Basically, from the
no.
way
It's
he's
obvious this guy has
describing me.
no idea,
Great.
and the
So
other people, they're not sure right now what they should do.
right.
They're very low-ranking people on the whole.
So before he can even finish his sentence, Birdman is like, in his voice, it would be like, Avis. And then Eros, no, 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 no. I am the Birdman attorney. And then it says, like, he just like looks at like, like gesturing, like, yeah, I know you work for the 12th house, dumbass. We're in the 12th house district. Like, we're hearing your thing, and it's like, I know what you're gonna do, and according to the laws of the he can't say any of this stuff, so he's kind of like gesturing, like, hey, dude, I'm a lawyer. Like, according to all the laws, you can't just take him. Like, I understand, but you just can't. You can't do it.
The dwarves will speak up, being more lawful creatures, and one of the dwarves near you. Oh, sir, I think he's trying to say that the courts, the stage court, and the other houses might not take kindly to without going through proper measures. And you can see Birdman,
Just like
with
nodding.
you,
Yes.
with your passive perception, he's that these two guys, the dwarf behind him and him, they look over here behind this house real quickly. At that, roll me an insight check or perception check. Insight will be
Okay.
your gut feeling, perception will be what do you hear that they might be looking over there.
Yay, never rolling above a 10. Let's go.
Okay. You've worked with the 12 house pretty extensively over the last couple of years. Helped quite a few of their upper echelon people out. It is unlikely, even in daytime, that there's not a drow somewhere nearby. Very unlikely. Your gut's thinking that he's looking over at the real boss back there.
Ah.
And it's sunlight. Like, they're just staying in the shadows. The drow do not like to draw attention to themselves in the city. They very much like to control the city from where people don't see. And let the Animaesus and dwarves make the fuss.
And then, so if I see him look over and I'm like, okay, it'd be, yes, the other houses would not take kindly to what's good, like whatever he says, the other houses would not take kindly.
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage. Because the dwarfs are all looking at you kind of cockeyed, but like two of them are nodding at you like, well,
What?
yeah, they agree with you because
fuck? Yeah, holy shit, what?
Okay.
And I imagine I imagine I have business cards, right? We're in a city. I made business cards. Fuck yeah.
They're not on cardstock, I imagine. It's probably some
No,
sort of just like thick
little,
parchment
yeah.
that maybe you've like hand done yourself and had to cut out, but
Yeah, that's probably fair. I mean, with mending,
printing presses exist, but it's not like you don't have to have, it's a medieval world. There's a lot of hand done calligraphy is a thing.
Yep. So, I mean, I have some stuff doing that. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I pull out like a plink, like a Birdman attorney at law thing. Or is it attorney of crime on the thing? Like, am I like a criminal attorney? Like, is that like a like a thing?
Well, the nickname is attorney at crime, so
yeah. So it's just like, so it says attorney at crime, but like I'm a criminal attorney. That's like that's a funny way to say it. So yeah, I kind of just
makes sense.
like, I'm a defense attorney for people like this. So it's like, here you go. Kind of hand it to him, and I kind of look over in that general direction, and I'm kind of like gesture like, you can go hand this to him if you want. I'm pretty sure he knows who I am. I kind of just hand it to him, and then I'm like, woohoo. I gesture over there. I'm Birdman. I don't fuck. I'm just like, woohoo.
While all that's happening, all the boxes in the warehouse, did they have the logos and labeling on them to specify that they are from the 12th house? That they are under the control, or were they just like crates, like normal crates and whatnot?
It was, no, it was the 12th house. The things that weren't labeled in any way from the 12th house are the things you found about the baby giraffes. But any of the boxes that, stumbled over that had the not rotten jerky, but very old, dried out jerky that Strike consumed.
Okay, so like even the
They had the insignia of the 12th house, which I haven't drawn the insignias yet. I haven't figured out what those are, but there is one.
Okay, so even in the memories that I saw, the box that they took had the branding of the 12th house on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I could kind of work with that, maybe. This is going to be difficult, but...
Okay. Arrows, Cotton, Strike. The double nat 1 stealth check was Talaria.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Moving closer to her friend who finally saw her across the way. Birdman, the dwarves around you are distracted by you. Did not really see you. Neither did Buddy. But and Buddy Boy's kind of distracted by you. But even being distracted by you, you can see his head kind of turns at that, and then this guy up above here kind of shifts, and he starts to like arch himself like very as nimbly as he can, like hanging off the edge to see what's down there. What do you guys do before I have him roll a perception?
While this guy's distracted, I like to just climb up here and kind of make sure he can't do anything stupid.
Oh my god. Just kick
Oh, yeah,
his ass.
'cause he can't do anything stupid. Gotcha.
If I have to make a stealth check, I will.
If you want to get up behind him without him seeing, yes, I want to still check. Versus his passive.
Oh my
The
god.
most anime shit.
Oh,
You
damn.
just get up.
Damn.
Hello.
no.
Okay.
Okay.
So we are. That's two things I forgot to do. But that's okay. We are going to start inspiration rules this week.
Yay.
As well as experience stuff. So Strike, I'm gonna give you advantage and therefore give myself an inspiration point by giving you advantage on that, because I want this to work in your favor for reasons. But the inspiration rule is slightly modified from what you guys may have experienced in the past. Lucy, that you've never experienced this, so hey, welcome. I do my own modified inspiration roll. If you don't know what that is, it's just basically you get points of inspiration based upon role play and cool mechanic usages and just making people have fun in the game, really. And there's a pool. I start with a pool equal to your proficiency modifier plus the number of people. So I have 7 points.
And we used to
But
do
I
some
start.
real stupid shit with that.
Yeah, and you can do really stupid shit with it, but it's fun.
Yeah.
But you can spend them for different things, and I'm going to give you more of a finite list next week. We can just kind of have fun with it this week of kind of ideas that you can generate with it. But it's kind of a betting process. Like one is worth like a re-roll or giving yourself advantage before you roll. 2 points, you can start to bargain different movement, different kind of things generated in the narrative, like, hey, I need a torch, or hey, is there like, I don't know, is there a bird flying in the sky or something, whatever random reasons why you might need those things. And then 3 and 4 get more extensive and things like that for different things. In previous campaigns, they've bet as much as 8 to do crazy shit. So, nonetheless, you only can have in a game as many as your level plus your proficiency modifier. So a decent amount you guys can accrue over the game and goes back and forth. They do not carry over to next session. Change this rule because inspiration now can be applied to your experience towards leveling up and things like that.
Ooh. Well, so if we
But
have it at
so
the
if
end,
you
we can use it to level, like, get experience.
yes, if you want to hold on to your
Oh.
inspiration at the end of the session with the new
There
experience
you go.
rules I'm using, you can use that to give you more points towards experience.
Oh,
to
hell
level you.
yeah.
So gathering inspiration instead of just using it for rolls, you can use it to just hold on to help your character kind of level quicker. I've already made mention though, you guys were going to level a lot slower than in the previous campaigns we played.
Yeah, that's
So
why it's really cool that we can just be like, if we
So-
don't want to level as slow, we can just be like, hey, dude.
yeah,
like,
you
I wanna use
can
the rest of my
manipulate those
inspirations I have.
things. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. So Birdman inspiration point for
Dope.
being the whole the whole mimicking the dwarf thing is not what I expected. That was fun.
They don't like that. They don't like
Okay.
that. That's
And
fucking
then you can
jarring.
give other players inspiration points. Say, someone rolls a save and gets a 1, and it's like a save that's gonna really hurt them, and or a check or whatever that's really gonna hurt them, and you want them to succeed. You give them one of your inspiration points, but I also get one. So every time you spend one, I get one, and then I can use it to either I use an inspiration point to give you, or I spend it
There you go.
on an NPC to have the NPC get advantage or whatever, and then I give you guys those points that I spent as like it's kind of a give and take sort of thing. So,
Mhm.
Okay.
So you can do really
so
cool stuff, but you can also fuck yourself over by giving the DM too much inspiration.
yes, you can.
Not the
'Cause-
Memento Mori system.
Yes.
No.
Okay. So, and you can, however you want to keep track of it on your sheet. Most people use the class resources thing
Yeah.
underneath your flaws
I have
to kinda-
recreated a new one that just
to
you
keep
can,
track
'cause
of
you
how
can
many.
change the text box to inspiration.
Yes.
Yeah. They've updated the sheet quite a bit to what
Yes.
for stuff you can do. Okay. So
I'm in fact going to make another one that says business coins because I feel like I will be passing those out a lot over the course of this session.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So
How many d4s should I roll for how many business coins I have, guys?
just I would say like one up
One
maximum
d4.
2, like 1 maybe 2.
2d4. We'll go 2d4. 4. I have 4 left.
Nice.
Go. 4
So
business coins.
with
Okay.
my
You guys would see Strike climb up, and then once he's on the ceiling, on the rooftops, you don't know where yet he's at. So, Eros, Cotton, before I rule for what Strike has done, what do you guys want to do?
okay, well, Cotton wouldn't particular because I'm gonna do some magic shit.
I
Yeah.
assumed.
So like,
Yeah.
Cotton, what's your idea in your mind right now?
I
And
think. Yeah. Okay, I think Cotton is going to quietly walk along the old blood because she doesn't want to step in it because she isn't
Kitties like to be clean.
like to be clean, And then she's just she's going to stealth and just
Okay.
going to try to see if I don't know, does she know about the Canaan guy? I don't know. Or is it like a red guy?
Okay.
Yeah. Can she
Yeah.
see him?
Yeah. Like pretty much on the map, most of the time I rule line of sight. So if you can see them through line of sight, you can see them. Most of the time.
So
Not all the time. Like if you guys roll a cool stealth check, then I might put them on a different layer or something so people can't actually see them. But for right now, you probably might see the silhouette of Strike, but this guy doesn't see him because he's right behind this guy.
okay. So she's going to go into this gravel area. I don't know, kind of hiding, I guess. And
Okay, I'll give you advantage because of the general area that you're going to. It breaks lots of line of sight from the other people. The gravel and stuff. It's
Or I
it's kind of debris. This city about 12 years ago or so, this part of the city, the Tarrasque, partially woke up, and the debris that you see here is when that Tarrasque woke up and his tail flopped around and parts of buildings got flown. They still haven't been able to clean all that up.
Okay, so Cotton is kind of tucking herself into that debris and watching the situation. Yeah, but I think she's going to step in with her bow if a fight is going to break out. But no, right now she's just waiting.
Okay, do you have your bow out ready for that?
No, I don't. But I don't know. Like I
Okay.
feel like I could ready the bow, but sometimes I'm not sure if it's like makes sense.
Roll an
Like
insight check.
role playing, role playing.
Yeah, roll an insight check for the situation with the 12 houses. You know enough
Perfect sense.
about Canis to know that the Canis, they perceive themselves to be the one in charge. That doesn't mean that they'll respond. Everyone has kind of a weapon in this city, so like having it out and about necessarily isn't necessarily wrong. But you do know that they will not. The Canis themselves will not look kindly to you interfering with something that is their business. Whether or not the 12th house cares, you don't know.
Okay, she's just going to yeah, she's going to take out her bow, but I'm still gonna roll like a stealth check, right? So
Yeah, roll with advantage. Yeah, definitely. And being the rogue you are, we're not in combat, but you do have cunning action to where it's really easy to stealth.
wait, where's my stealth?
No, the stealth.
16.
Stealth.
Heavy.
Okay.
He is now hidden.
Okay, so versus. Okay, cool. Move forward. Doesn't seem like anyone. Birdman. No one seems to notice you back there. Like I'd say, the only one that really sees you very well right now is Eros. Just has the most clear line of sight, and maybe Strike being up above because he's relatively tall.
Okay.
I don't even know where
So
my friends are.
Eros can see everything. Well, everything that's in her line of sight because her passive perception is better than every single stealth roll that's happened.
Yes.
And she definitely has that, like, she kind of like wants the face palm just a little bit, but she holds back.
Understands. Well, Strike will be striking.
Aren't you glad that I'm the one taking care of this situation, though? I'm just so proud of me, Mom.
Hey, Strike's just trying to protect.
So
Thanks, man.
she's going to cast Sending on the elf. That's on the elf. And
Oh, okay. The male. Okay.
yeah. And she's going to 25 word limit. Yeah, I can do that. And the message is just go along with everything that me and the Birdman are going to say. And your name is Avalon. Roll with it. I'm Eros. And then that's the end of the message. So he gets that all in his head. And then she like walks up to about here, announcing herself to the dwarves and the Canis and all of them. Hey, what's oh gods damn it. Avalon, you're going the wrong way again, aren't you?
In common, the elf clears his throat. Yeah, I must have made a wrong turn down there at the Tail Street. Thought I should have made a left, made a right, I guess. Just kind of. He's gonna roll a deception.
I will also give
Oh
him
my
inspiration on top of that. He will get an inspiration point.
Oh, bardic inspiration. Okay.
Yes, bardic inspiration. Got it.
All right.
So he gets a d6. And if he fails, he can keep the d6.
He doesn't have to use it, right?
Well, I have unfailing inspiration, so
Oh.
Eloquence bards are cool.
yeah.
1d6.
Yeah, so if that's not enough to do
Eight.
whatever he needs to do, he still gets to keep it.
Okay. Okay. The dwarves are just looking back and forth, kind of confused. The Canis kind of guard master is puts his finger up and is trying to think, blubbering a little bit, trying to think of what he's doing. Um, what to say in response, I guess, to that. Strike, you come up behind this guy, and he's about to take his he switches his bow into his non-dominant hand, and with his dominant hand he kind of brings his fingers to his mouth to do a whistle. He sees Talaria, and he's about to draw everyone else's attention to Talaria over there.
When I see him do that, I just it kind of just feels a hot breath down his neck, and a menacing whisper just says, "What do you think you're doing there, little buddy?"
He looks back. You're your teeth are right next to his left eyeball.
And Strike looks very pissed, just playing it up.
Roll me an intimidation strength check.
Intimidation strength, hell yeah!
Because he's seeing your body and just how big you are. And then also just how quietly you got up here. Probably freaks him out a little bit.
That slow turn in a horror movie, just as he looks up.
Oh my god.
Alright, just add +6 to that because my charisma is 9 and my strength is 20. So 19 without advantage.
I'm. What are you doing up here?
You're not doing what you're about to do.
I'm. What? Whistling? Okay.
Don't.
Arrows, you hear muttering.
And
On the
Strike
roof there.
will say one more thing. He's just gonna say, "Come right back up here, and nobody will have to get hurt. Are we clear?"
Insight
Where are
check.
they?
Okay. You will have to step back in order for him to step back. So,
I'm doing
but
that by keeping a very close eye on him with my
he looks-
hand on my dire flail.
Okay. There. Okay. All right. I'm gonna do a thing so you can kind of see both. All right. And then okay, Birdman. You guys can take it away, I guess. By that point, Strike kind of
Yep.
solved that.
Hey, everybody, please, let's all calm down. My friend Avalon here was supposed to go to my place, but he is so directionally challenged. I just can't believe. Oh, hi, Birdman. Didn't see you there.
Hi, didn't see you there. Hi, Birdman. Didn't see you there. Waves at you. Hello.
So, like, why is my friend in cuffs right now?
there's a really long pause as they're just kind of stunned in confusion a little bit here. The guy yet again, Eros Birdman. You won't pick up on it. He looks back towards this direction. And Eros,
I know
you
what to say. You
you
continue.
hear Eros with your passive perception. Strike and whatnot. The others do not hear. Shit. Wrong button. Okay. The a voice whispers from that direction towards the Canis kind of captain guard and um more or less says I don't recognize any of these people. Settle this quickly. We need to get the shipment moving. Yeah, it's subtle whisper.
And okay, she would say,
And you get the impression that who you've named as Avalon picks up on this.
Look, guys, can we please settle this quickly? Because we have a lot of things to deal with right now. So if we could just, like, go, and you guys also just kind of fuck off, we can all be fine.
Fuck off. We can all be fine.
I would like another deception check, because this is mostly deception.
sure. I just need to look at one thing. Okay. Da-da-da.
Right.
Oh shit!
Oh, lordy.
Damn.
My
All right.
God.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think I do a pretty good job here.
Yeah, just about, right?
Yeah, pretty much. That'll do it.
Well, Avalon, you hear the main Canis guard clear say after a few beats. It seems you've learned that the 12th house is not necessarily kind to strangers in our business. Perhaps be a little more wary of where you step, elf. And the way he says elf, he's going to remember this elf. Like, it's not, going away anytime soon. He nods towards the dwarves, and then does he speak dwarvish? Can't remember. Nope. In common, he tells the dwarf to unset the binds and manacles of Avalon, and the dwarf reluctantly does. Takes out the key. Manacles fall in his hand, and then Avalon kind of takes a couple brisk elven skips very quickly to be next to Eros, and he is going to roll a perception check.
Does he still have the box, or did they take that from him?
They took that from him.
Okay.
You can see the dwarf behind the Canis guy that's been doing most of the talking. I'll mark that dwarf with a red dot. That dwarf has the box.
Hey, can we get our box back too? You know how hard it
He
is
look-
to find boxes, so what if it has your branding on it? Okay, we had to reuse it.
The other houses wouldn't take kindly to this kind of treatment.
I would like you to do another contested deception check.
Dude.
I cannot hit a 26 with the person that was going to roll the best. They cannot even remotely hit their 26.
Christ.
What was this fucking
Double net
prick?
20s. Okay, so the Canis looks in the box, just sees that it's like old meat, doesn't really understand what it is, looks back in the corner where he's been looking before. You don't hear another whisper. It's so he just kind of nods and then walks over. Oops. And grows in size. Walks over to Eros and Avalon and hands Avalon the box after he took it from the dwarf. And kind of just stands there, crosses his arms, and he's easily at boob height, for Eros. And he off to the left sees Talaria once he gets to that. And lots of outward friends, human. Interesting.
Hey, I'm an outward type of person, okay?
Settle this quickly. Fuck off.
Batman, I love you.
I love bourbon. Okay. So the guy kind of goes back and he goes to go talk to whoever's back there. You guys by this point are probably it's a drow. that's back there that's just staying out of the sunlight. And the I was just about to go to you, Strike, but okay. So they basically, it's all you guys got 4 successes with that deception check, that extra deception check I got. So more than enough of what you needed here to kind of convince the guards that this isn't as big a deal as they think it is. And with how well you rolled, you guys, it's very unlikely this is going to come back in any way to bite you in the ass. You guys pretty much diverted a kind of a side story strand in a way, but depends on how much you want to invest back in the 12th house, that is. But
This these dwarves that were talking to me, I shake their hands and I say, attorney. He like points at himself like, you ever need a lawyer? Call me. Because I like run away. And then I just run away.
okay.
Back continuing my direction that I was supposed to go in. And just
Okay.
you ever need a lawyer?
You guys Birdman just starts to run off away from you all. I'm gonna switch you to the city map now. So wrong one. So Birdman is starting to run off here,
Yep.
and then the rest of you are, down. I'll mark arrows for right now since the party's kind of split. What do you guys do?
Um,
I'm waiting for them all to fuck off so I can go back in peace.
We took
Yeah.
care of that. Fuck off.
Eros would nudge the elves along out of the sight of those two, about out of the sight of the guards. Like, come on, I'll show you where we're actually supposed to go. And then, like, once they're out of sight and range, she goes, "Okay, there's no way you guys can get out of this gate now. There's just no way. So, you two are gonna have to use a more secretive method of getting you out of the city, away from the 12th house."
Well,
Cotton, can you take them through the cave so they can get outside? Cotton.
Oh, sorry. Cotton is like walking out of the debris. She was, I don't know, she was licking her fur. But she noticed that he left.
Just cat
Got
things.
distracted. Yeah.
And says, "Yeah, I could try."
Yeah, the cave goes to outside the city, right? Strike. Your cave.
Yes, it leads outside the city. I spent
There is-
quite some time on that thing.
He's been digging for over a year.
There are plenty of exits. I would like to.
Well, you eventually connected to the ancient Testadine or tortoise folk tunnels that existed in this area long before the city of Salt. So you kind of have had an easier time in some ways.
I'd like to think it was kind of an accident to end up there, and
Mhm.
they just kind of struck it up and became friends.
The Testadine don't live here anymore.
Oh,
Not
not
many.
bad.
There might be a handful here and there, but you're not going to find any down there. They very much have, on the whole, the tortoise folk are disgusted by the city. They helped to slay the beast, and then what came afterwards, they left within decades. And the city's been here for a couple
Well,
hundred
they
years.
and
So.
Strike would get along swimmingly. Let's just say that.
Maybe in your outward adventures that we have of your past, that you probably have run into one or two. They're pretty common outside the city. But if you see one in the city, most people are gonna be very weirded out from those things. They kind of
So-
have this ominous, like, nature is trying to give the city a middle finger kind of thing. Like the city folk kind of take it as an insult when they're here.
Ah,
Um,
So Strike would kind of have to serve as a guide because he's the one who dug the whole tunnel system.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
So Arrow
um,
would definitely be like,
Yeah, you two, you have to get them out of the city now. I think your cave would be the best way to do that.
No problem. Well, let's do this.
I would like a wisdom-based check. Perception, survival make a lot of sense. To not even get them out of the city, to get them to your cave entrance. You guys are on the other, halfway on the other side of the city. By this point, elves. It's not necessarily a bad thing if these elves are here, but they do draw attention. Like the less people that see them, that's what this check is for, is to kind of use your guys' knowledge of the street. Too bad Birdman's not here.
I was gonna say, yeah, unless you guys
Because
want to catch up
Birdman
with
wouldn't
me.
even need a check. Birdman
Yeah.
would just do it.
I feel like
Birdman
I've dipped. I've let. It's one of those like, oh fuck, we have to go get him now.
This is
Uh,
all good men of this universe.
like you, like Eros would know probably better than Cotton or Strike would, but they would loosely
I
know.
mean,
Like Birdman in the almost 3 years that he's been here, he's learned the city so fucking well.
and Cotton is like a smuggler, so she gets like this. I think down low is like trading routes and whatever, but it doesn't. I think it doesn't really like imply that she would know the city. You know, like her. I don't know.
Yeah, that
Very
doesn't match
well,
up
like
to the natural explorer for ranger. So you physically don't. I just like know. Apparently, he just knows.
mm,
Just like
Okay, so Eros suggests tunnels for Talaria and friends. Okay, so survival check between Cotton and that. The rest of you can, I guess, Eros, you can assist with this if you want to go back to the apartment because his cave entrance is near the apartment.
I
Or are you following Birdman to the 10th house?
Eros is gonna chase after Birdman, but I will give Strike a D6 of inspiration.
Neat. Damn it.
Well, it's a little bit more.
That's what it is.
Well, okay, survival, insight, naturals. Okay, 17. Okay.
it's an 18.
18 and a 10, yes. Okay. So, you guys, this is a smaller, this is a group check, and there's only 2 of you. So half of you need to succeed. So one of you succeeded. On the check. The Strike has been on the ground floor, I think, of the city a little bit more than Cotton has. Cotton probably deals with the city, but more like dealing with the trade that goes in and out of the city than actual maybe some of the inner workings. Um, Strike just kind of knows a little bit more because of the tunnels, and also where pit fights are located are not always in the same place because of their illegal nature on the whole. Legal, illegal nature. Don't get caught doing it. But most people don't look that you're doing it. So easy enough. You get to the apartment using some alleyways and whatnot. I imagine you do go by way of, and I'm gonna drop Cotton's thing. You could probably go by way of the main Tailstone roads, cross through the bridges here, need the charnel crates, kind of avoid Sage's Row because there's lots of lookouts and stuff like that, and then probably go in through this part of the southern part of the city, and then kind of go through one of your back entrances near the apartment, I imagine, sort of there. Strike, I would Cotton, you can assist Strike with this, but this is really Strike leading. But so you can give Strike advantage on another survival check
so
as
I'm assisting Strike. Cotton is assisting Strike.
good thing, because nat 1.
And
Okay.
first roll was a 19, so let's not forget that.
So okay. You guys are gone probably probably a good 3 or 4 hours as you do this, to get them out of the city, to get them far enough in the tunnels north of here, and far enough not too far north that they get accidentally dropped into centaur lands, and not too far west, so that the dwarven patrols from the mountain dwarves don't see them either. So you kind of try to lead them a little more south and east, which is kind of difficult to do with seeing how most of your tunnels seem to connect more north with kind of the Testadine exodus, so to speak, that happened, as we mentioned. So should put that on time. So give me a
And
second.
during this little journey, Strike would ask the elves, so, do you know how these baby Tarasks are made, or what's going on here?
We've never actually found the burgeoning process. We have simply found farms. They've Every time we destroyed one of these farms, the evidence seemed to point back to the city. We have been apprehensive in going back to the city for many reasons until late. So we were hoping to find something in that warehouse, but as best as we can see, it's just more of the same meat that is not from the original, and maybe a carcass or two. We've yet to find a full facility as their product would indicate. Well, seems to show that there should be many of these babies, and I don't know. We haven't found too many, I guess. 50 in the last 10 years.
50.
50.
Well, the
That's
thing
a lot of
is,
fresh meat.
indeed, indeed. The thing about the Tarrasque is, you do know they can never truly be killed, right? And wouldn't that extend to this offspring they produce as well?
The Tarrasque look pretty dead to me. I mean, Birdman has his head in a suitcase.
But the thing about Tarrasque is, at least that is what I have heard.
I have
kind of
I have also heard rumors of an increase in ghoul and undeath activity in the city. Is this true? Of the last 10 years?
Mhm.
You all know that would be true. Like, you don't know Icon Arrow, what happened to Icon Arrow, but there has been a huge increase in the city of undead ghouls rising up from the dead to eat the flesh of the Tarrasque and the living, and zombies. The last 10 years, there's been kind of a changing of funerary rites to where most of the stuff is kind of either
this
broken down by acid pools or incinerated.
this begs the question: are all ghouls just kind of evil, quote unquote, and just
Right
pursue
now,
any
yeah.
flesh they can get their hands on, or are there any good
Yeah.
alignments?
Roll me a history check. You two from the city.
History. Why do I never make characters for good history? What the fuck?
Cotton, roll with advantage because we've loosely discussed that you have a connection to this house.
Yeah, wait, I gotta find the history thing. Oh, there it is.
Okay, so Ragnar has no fucking clue. Well,
I
you
don't
don't
know
know.
shit.
You don't know. But Lucy knows that the fifth house, I believe, is you've worked with them. They're
Yeah,
the alchemy
yeah,
house. Their head investigator, head researcher, whatnot, is a Squamata guy. He has his close personal guards are animated ghouls that are not from necromancy, things that he has with the power of alchemy. It creeps you the fuck out. You don't know how to do it, but they're basically people, but they have to solely eat Tarrasque meat. If they eat any other meat, they revert to this bestial stage, like most ghouls are.
Yeah, okay.
And it has to be like fresh Tarrasque meat. It's not like any, there's something about the primordial blood of the Tarrasque that enables the alchemical kind of. He basically, I don't know, I see it as the equivalent of like modern neurology and psychiatry and stuff, like giving medicines that kind of help with your hormone imbalances and things like that. Like he's found a way to manipulate that to the undeath in such a way that it enables them to almost gain consciousness again.
Yeah, but Cotton still doesn't like those. Like, for one, they smell terrible.
So that is only possible because this alchemic researcher guy, this Squamata, his name is Federo. He makes mention that something's happened in the world. He doesn't know what's happened that make undeath so prevalent, but he knows something's happened, and it's enabled him to reach a precipice that he's never been able to get to before.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know if you share that information with Strike and Talaria, but Talaria.
Yeah, Cotton kind of tells the story. Like, I know a guy, and he has ghouls that, well, don't eat your flesh on sight. So I think it depends.
Depends
It's
on
okay.
what exactly.
Well, the ghoul.
I guess that makes sense.
I can only think it has something related to this then. Talaria would kind of get to answering Strike's question of how baby Tarrasque are created. It has something to do with this undeath, and also why they're able to die. I think the 12th house has found a way to manipulate part of their primordial soul, perhaps siphon a sliver off of the mother Tarrasque, for lack of a better way to put it. I don't think it's a true mother, because as best as we can understand, there are no genitalia. There's no reproductive system whatsoever in the Tarrasque. So, cloning makes sense. I know wizards of great power in my home realm can do such things.
They can
I cannot.
clone beings.
Yes, it takes many, many years of study, and is probably more akin to necromancy than most of my kin would like to admit, but
I've heard of tales of wizards achieving immortality from cloning, although all I've heard are rumors. Is there any truth to that?
Immortality. Wizards. I am always suspicious of arcane masters. I don't. Maybe it's because I have no understanding at all for the arcane. But why would you want to be immortal?
I don't know. It sounds kind of bad. All you
Bad
would
to be.
achieve from that would be, yeah, sure, you live forever, but you will watch your loved ones die over and over and over. I would wish to do my worst enemy.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. I really don't know anything about these sort of things. Is your folk really is magic very very common for your people, spellcasters and such?
From what I've seen of your city, no more common than here.
Hmm.
As best as I can tell, we are what our people call wood elves. We have an affinity to the ancient fey magics and can manipulate magic, yes. Our hearts are drawn to it, but not like our high elf kin. I don't. I've never seen a high elf in these lands since we've come here, so I don't think you even know what I'm talking about, honestly. But I know
I have
drow
not seen
exist
a high
here.
elf. I think I've seen some
No,
elves, but
you've high elves don't exist here. You've seen drow and maybe a
mm,
couple wood elves like her. So
oh,
hearing that there's a third or even a fourth kind of elf is just what.
that's insane for me. Cotton is very
Um,
baffled.
but drow are really common in the city. Until you got to the city, you never saw a drow.
Mm.
But you've only seen drow at night. They usually don't come out during the day. Just sunlight sensitivity sucks. Um, so well, you guys kind of get to the exit of the cave. We'll say narratively, unless you guys have more questions and stuff for her,
No.
and kind of withhold her. And it's probably late afternoon. The sun's going down. Her friend, who you've named as Avalon, he hasn't introduced himself in any other way than that. Been quiet the whole time. Seems very distrustful of you two. Even though you've helped him, he just doesn't know how to respond to it, I guess. But he is kind of waiting for Talaria at the threshold to go out into the wilderness, and she goes to exit real quickly and is stopped by Avalon, and they speak kind of in their native tongue. And she kind of turns back to, um, he told me that your Eros friend, is my
Mhm.
friend now too, Eros, has a power to send messages. Um,
Yes.
I guess that is good. We will not be returning to the city anytime soon. With what we've discovered here, we do not want to draw more attention without further evidence. So I guess I ask you all, if you find any other evidence of the creation of these monstrosities, um, have Eros contact us, and we can at least try to put a stop to that. But I, I don't, you, I don't want to throw away the favor you've given us today by throwing them off our scent. So I think we'll lay low for a few weeks, um, and I will send someone to contact you all if we come to the city again. But probably not anytime extremely soon.
Right, just
She
puts a hand on both of the shoulders and says, "You two make sure that you survive for now, and we will have arrows call upon you when and if your help is needed."
We will make sure that we will make sure to contact you if we find any evidence of the babies Tarask farms. Thank you for putting your trust in us, she says, and then she also meows. Like, meow. I can't meow.
she nods and kind of telepathically um kind of shows you, I guess, what you intuit as her hopes for like a future. She
Mhm,
really it's like she wants to see the Tarask finally ended.
mhm,
Like this whole blight on this part of the world just kind of done. And you two have conflicting ideas for this, because the way she kind of words this telepathic thing, you definitely can intuit that she is a leading member of someone that the government of the city is probably looking for. There's a rise in the last 10 years or so in the city of a group called the Enders that want to, literally put an end to this shit by finding a way to finally kill the Tarask and let him die. And so, the conflict is that if the Tarask finally dies, millions of people will starve in the city within the first couple of years.
Yeah.
The city relies on this strange resource now in a way that's visceral to its existence.
It's the original cave inside from here.
I'm sorry, what?
The original cave where Stry kind of found the whole thing. Is that inside from here?
I'm sure it's connected to these cave systems.
But not visible right now when they step out.
No.
All right.
No, I imagine this is something that you have to travel a couple days to get to.
Ah, shucks.
The original one. It's not going to be near the city, because then people will find it easier.
Yeah, that was the whole idea. Just have it far away, or people will find it.
Like, I picture it's on the edge of this tunnel system that connects to the Centaur lands to the north, which, history lesson, the Centaur attacked the city, like, I have to look at the timeline ago. It is a while ago. It was before all of you were born. But there was one of the biggest wars of the city. The Centaurs were trying to literally take it for themselves. They were like, and they got a lot of assistance from the Fey world to do this, including elves and stuff like that. As well as some weird dwarves that decided that they wanted to do that. But the Centaurs hate the city of Salt and any Animaesus that smell of it. So, going to your cave is somewhat treacherous. You're fine as a level 7, but if you were level 2 again, it would fucking suck.
Oh shit.
So,
But there's potential for either rivalries, pure enemies, or companions there. Depending on what
yeah,
we do.
yeah, potentially. Okay, so you guys go back to the city then?
Oh yeah, Cotton wants to go back. She wants to eat something.
Okay.
Might as well.
You guys head back to the apartment. Take you, like I said, in total, you're gone 3 or 4 hours. Eros and Birdman are making their way to the 10th house hours before all this. And they okay.
I imagine like Arrows would probably use since Birdman like took off, they probably have like the same speed, so Arrows would more than likely cast Long Strider on herself just to catch
Yeah,
up to him.
I was gonna say because I feel like I don't get impeded traveling very fast in this city.
Yeah,
Just cause. So you would have to use Long Strider to not get impeded or go fast just as fast as me.
yeah. Arrows knows the city. She it's not as intuitive to her as it is
Yeah.
the Birdman. But like at some point when she finally does catch up, she wouldn't like stop him. She would just continue running alongside and would say, "So, mission done. How you feeling, Birdman? Good
Mission
or bad?
done. Good. Mission done.
Great. We're gonna turn this in. Then we're gonna go to the bar."
Go to the bar. So
Okay. You are come inside, and the 10th house is run by a predominant Utori life. It's relatively diverse, but there's a lot of ferret folk, mongoose folk, that kind of run this place. But you're not meeting with one of them. You're meeting with their Imperatabo is his title. He is the keeper of kind of their dark secrets, like blackmail and stuff. They call it the Black Ledgers. And he is a human, middle-aged. He's up on one of the upper floors of the tower, climb a couple stairs there, have to get people out of your way. Most Putori taking bets on what they think is in the box as they immediately come in, as you guys come in and kind of trail up their way. There's a lot of people. The 10th house is very busy. Stepping over Putori around different humans and dwarves and squamata and lizard folk and
There's probably a
whatnot.
lot of screeching. Get the fuck out of my way. I'll
Mhm.
beat your ass.
A lot of screeching
Oh.
and a lot of like muffled squeals of joy from Eros as she can barely contain herself.
Yeah, it's kind of like every time Eros goes to like pet somebody, it's just like a squawk. Get the fuck out of here. Like,
Okay.
Jay!
You find the Imperatabo in his kind of study office area. He has it's a stonework tower, goes up easily 10 plus floors. Circular, cylindrical in nature. You're probably on the 7th or 8th floor. There's a large kind of window off to the right as you come in. It just kind of overlooks the eastern part of the city that you kind of came from. So he probably might have seen you guys run in from down below. And it's open to the elements as best you can see, but there's obviously some sort of magic he uses when he sees fit to kind of close it off. Eros, as someone that better understands Arcana, just at a base, just in your time with the Imperatabo, he is a very capable mage. Uh, like, he's a stronger caster than you, like level wise. You know that much. He may not have as much. He probably doesn't have as many doohickeys that you can do, but he can cast more powerful spells than what you can do. Up to 5th level spells. You've seen him do. So, um,
What's his actual name?
Alto Par.
Alto. Gotcha.
Yes, I'll drop him on the thing because I have a whole thing for him.
Yeah, I see. So she would walk in and say, "Hey, Altapar, we finished the job. How's your sex life? Where's our money?"
how's your sex life? Where's our money?
Well, you ruined my sex life. But you already know that. When my wife walked in on us, but that's okay. And
Look,
there was nothing. What he thinks was actually something sexual was he just walked in on you naked while you were changing, and his wife walked in on that. And they and walked on him like thinking he needed to take off his clothes. Like he totally misunderstood the entire situation, and like he lost his wife because of it.
look, it's not.
Off the cuff, I love it.
Recipe.
Look, it's not my fault that happened. I just needed a place to change. I had this new outfit that I wanted to try on, and it just seemed like the most appropriate time to do it.
We have discussed this. That was very mixed signals.
Just making awkward fucking noises. In the
Okay, Birdman, Altapart would clear his throat after that. Have you he squints. You said there were 4 of you that were going to go. Is everyone alive? He raises one eyebrow.
Everyone is alive and ready to go.
Okay, so we don't have to do any death cleanup. That's good. Okay. What did you find in the warehouse?
We found lots and lots of meat. Like, so much meat.
Tarrasque.
Oh yeah, and a baby Tarrasque. Like, we slipped in, we found a hole, and he went in that hole, and he found a Tarrasque in the hole.
He
And-
went in that hole, and he found a Tarrasque in the hole.
Birdman,
Okay, do you have any
your briefcase.
evidence of this?
And he opens the briefcase, and he's like, "Baby Tarrasque," and he's like pulling the thing out.
Takes you forever to get this thing out.
Yeah, it's fucking huge.
Like you're like wedging
being
your
my
foot
briefcase-
on one end, you shove it against a wall, you stand on a chair, you kind of like flap a little bit up to the ceiling and like hang upside down. It takes you forever
Yeah, I was
to
gonna
get
say,
this thing out.
I'm imagining this like anime scene where like they continue their conversation about how his ruined sex life is happening, but in the background you just see Birdman like trying to open this briefcase, trying to get this fucking skull out of here. It's just like flying through the thing, like like running into shit. Like,
Okay,
Look,
you
I
also
can-
have the diagram of
Yeah.
the harvesting too.
I give him that, yes.
Oh yeah, we have
Okay.
that too. I forgot.
Okay, he's going to roll an investigation.
Look,
check.
I can get you.
Tarrasque.
You know, I could talk to your wife. You know, for like the 7th time. Maybe she'll listen.
No, she's already found a dwarf. It's okay. We're getting divorced next week, so it's fine. It's fine. I have to focus on this anyways, right? The 12th house, they're destroying the market. Um,
Divorce? Attorney? Like looks like
Mhm.
I don't think
Ah.
divorce falls into the pitfalls of crime.
Not exactly, he says. Not exactly. Nonetheless, he investigates the skull, and the thing you two pick up on easily enough without having to do a check is he has seen something like this before. This isn't a surprise to him. That's easy enough to pick up on. Other than that, he's doing a decent job trying to hide what he's thinking, and what he's feeling about this.
I use all my spell
So-
slots for detect thoughts. So I can even...
You could roll an insight check, a more active insight check, to see if you could pick up on any more subtle nuances about these things.
I will
She
do so.
She will, but she's focusing on. She's not really focusing on the Tarrasque part of it. She's focusing on the divorce part of it.
Oh no. I'm focusing on the Tarrasque part of it because I don't care about his divorce.
That's funny.
I don't
Damn. Well, I don't really know what to say about the divorce part without another question. But
Yes, ask us another question. We would love if you asked
but
another
nonetheless,
question.
Brandon Birdman, other than the obvious, he's seen this before. There's a sense that of ambition as he looks at this that you get, Birdman. I don't know. He wants to take advantage of this. He is not the quote unquote what is colloquially called the binder lord, the people that are kind of in charge of the house or the house lord or whatever. He's not the guy in charge of the house. So you think of that, like whether or not you care about the political stuff is up to you, but he could use this. He's trying to figure out how he can use this to his advantage, I guess, to gain more reputation, more clout.
Like, does he still have the ring on his finger? Has he been toying with
Yes.
it?
Yes.
God.
Yes, yes. Especially once you come in the room. You get the impression that he wasn't thinking about it, and then you come in the room, and then he's thinking about the ring, and then he like probably debated about taking it off, and then he saw you were looking at him, so he doesn't take it off. And like, like he's all sorts of conflicted. But he nods at you guys, and he goes to a chest behind his desk, and he pulls out a key ring from off his belt loop and fumbles through a couple keys to get to the one he's looking for. Opens the chest, comes up, and then pulls out. He looks back to gemstones or coins.
Coins. Can't really buy things with gemstones.
You can. It just requires a little more bartering. But yes, and he counts out some stuff. Just hear coins clinking for a few minutes.
While he's doing that, Eros would say,
Birdman, when's the last time you ever managed to buy a drink with a gemstone?
He kind of like looks up at the sky because he can't answer that question. He's like, like, He like thinks about it. Like, like kind of like his head, like shrugs his shoulders.
See, buying drinks at a bar with gemstones is like, a woman being more satisfied by a human than a dwarf. I mean, I hear they're just like really girthy.
He keeps his composure.
Just about.
Girthy.
He had to get a 20 to keep it. I was gonna say that. He keeps his composure. As you say that, he gives you a look, and he's definitely a little bit blushing as he gets done counting.
That's the funny thing.
And-
Eros has no idea that she's being insensitive at all.
Birdman just has this confused look on his face, like, huh. I wonder if she knows what she's doing here. Ah.
I bet.
I does not, or she does not.
I bet.
Birdman, the silent non-banterer. He can't say anything. He's like,
I bet Matilda back at the brothel would know a lot about this.
Birdman like starts shaking his head violently. Yes. Matilda would know.
Okay. Doing some math. Okay. All right. He gives you how many? It's probably 2 larger sacks that he's counting out. One is practically brimming. The other one looks like there's barely anything in it just because they're right next to each other. Mostly. And the one that's kind of brimming jingles and kind of as it onto the desk, and you see silver coins kind of topple off. And then he hands the other one the gold. I didn't have it all in gold, I apologize. But it is all there, as we agreed, about 150 gold pieces. Most of it's in silver, but should be easy enough to spend in the city.
150. Perfect. Birdman,
So
open your briefcase.
there is the equivalent, the actual counting there is 800 silver pieces, which is about 80 gold. And then there's 70 gold pieces.
Okay.
The briefcase is opened.
Everyone's going to get 200 silver. And
Okay, let's go.
dividing 70 gold. Beta Jack, calculator. 70 divided by 4. 17.5.
One of
I
us
say
gets
18.
one of us gets an extra one.
Okay. Everyone gets 18 gold.
You can just say there's like 70,
Oh shit.
whatever. Like whatever divides more easily, that's fine. 72.
Yeah,
So everyone gets like 18 gold. That's fine.
Nice. 200 silver.
'Cause I. Mhm. So,
And Eros just drops this
the
into the briefcase. Count that out later.
Count that out later.
you guys, I imagine, made arrangements to meet up with Cotton and Strike at the Herald's Tavern nearby the apartment. Once they're done with their kind of uh escapade out of the city to take the two elves there. It is
Eros would be more like, yeah, I mean, if you want to. Like, once the job is done, Eros is pretty much like, go wherever you want. She doesn't care. She's just gonna go where she wants to go.
well, at least give him the money, I would imagine.
Well, yeah, I gotta get into the
'Cause
cash.
there was that discussion at least. But you guys are at least nearing the end of the day here very soon. I guess it is the beginning of the month. You guys just paid rent. We're gonna say narratively because I put you guys right at the beginning of this month. So you do know that you guys have about what did I put? I think it's 20 gold per person
15.
for the month. Um to pay Terry for those things, and he doesn't care how he gets it as long as he gets it.
What
Um
did we originally establish? 15 or 20?
We're saying 20 now per person.
20 then. Alrighty.
So that's
Just
already
leave
paid
Terry
off,
fucking-
so we don't have to
Just
worry
leave
about
Terry
that.
a whole fucking
you-
bag
that
of
goes-
silver.
you guys have technically right now you guys have more than enough, but I meant like D&D's expensive, so there are other
Yeah.
things you want to buy and whatnot, for those things. I kind of imagine the evening here, leaving this open to you guys to kind of role play as you see fit. There are still some NPCs back at the house that we haven't really interacted with. Some of the orphans and whatnot. That is, as well as Terry, if you guys wanted to do that, for those things. And
Well,
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to my kids at the end of the day.
Yeah, Cotton is going to the tavern to grab something to eat
while
and maybe drink as well.
while
That one's for us.
once we're like all at the tavern, um, Eros definitely has a particular table that she would always take up, and probably everyone else would obviously know that. Um, uh, this table's fine. Center of attention type shit.
you can wherever you want. This is just kind of where I dropped you guys. I want to be relatively realistic with the daily stuff. With this campaign more so than we were in previous campaigns. So like food, drink, did you eat, did you rest matters, I think, a little more in the campaign like this, where you guys are just kind of going about more mundane things on the whole, at least at the beginning here. So
Eros would definitely like I don't know who would arrive first though. Like
you guys, Eros and Birdman would be here way before Cotton would be here.
okay.
But we can kind of start it as Cotton's start the scene as Cotton's arriving. We can just you if you want to narrate what you and Birdman have been doing for at least a couple hours before Cotton shows up.
Well, Eros would not have waited very long. She would have already like ordered something to eat and something to drink, and she would be like, "Well, they aren't here, so Birdman, another job well done." But of course, he's BRB right now, so
Ah,
So yeah, she would just pay for a round of drinks and some food. So however much that would be.
okay. Do you want some wine, Eros, today, or you sticking with ale?
Uh, ale. Wine is meh. Gross.
As long as you're sure about those things. The bartender is Green Dare Heighton. He is a Coleoptid. I will make his little thing big. Okay. He's okay. He's a tiny humanoid. So he's only like 8 inches or so, but he hovers pretty fast. 30-foot fly speed, just buzzing around. He seems to be doing most of the work himself. Early part of the week, pretty slow. You guys do see, um, there's a pair of 10th house Putori here, just kind of having a drink. There's a dwarf over there, one of the god butchers, it seems, just enjoying after shift. Another bard over here. You'll have to roll me a history check to see if you recognize him. And then over here, you have a couple of the council guards from the first house that are kind of the general police of the city. Jim, you guys, Strike knows well, I guess. Most of you, he's your kind of in with the cops, I guess. Jim is. He's a beat cop in this part of the city near the apartment. And
Apparently, I do know this bard.
Apparently do. This is since you come to the city, this is a guy that he makes rounds around the city at each of the major taverns. Harold's Tavern is one of the bigger ones. And he Care Hall is his name. He is a womanizer by most reputation, and a decent loot player, but he's not the greatest. He mostly uses his connections to get free sex and free booze. That's kind of what most people know him for. Um, but he keeps people, the simple folk, entertained for most of those things. The Herald's Tavern, I'll say with that history check. You also know the Herald's Tavern, other than just being a tavern. It is known to be um it is a place to store information. They're kind of like a third party printing press and propaganda. So all over the walls here are manifestos, mottos, write-ups from different houses and different lords, spreading propaganda, spreading opinions, jobs, whatnot. The Herald's Tavern is one of the best places to kind of figure out what's going on in the city, because of what Green Dar has kind of established here with his Coleoptid connections. He is a he's a bard, sure, by trade, but definitely is that tavern master. Greendar can hold his own. He doesn't. He uses his guile and his knowledge. He doesn't really have bouncers or anything like that. Like he's usually able to coerce people to kind of get what he wants out of people if they get too rowdy and whatnot. But um,
What's the
German
name of the
striker
bard
don't
again?
need bounces.
He's a Coleoptid?
yeah, the brain fart, the tavern master, Greendar, is a Goliathid. Yes.
Greendar. How many arms does
The
he have? 4?
uh,
6?
what is that?
Looks like
Yeah,
Six? Yeah.
he's got 4 arms and then legs,
Okay,
and then he
yeah.
can hover around.
All right.
Well,
Um,
when we walk in, we dap him. I dap him at least. The Birdman always daps Greendar. Greendar's the homie.
And Care Halls is the name of the bard.
Care Hall. Oh my.
And he has like groupies around him. Those are like these, I kind of, when I wrote his character years ago, I was in the middle of assisting with a production of Beauty and the Beast. He's kind of like a foppy version of like Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. I
Is
don't
he,
know.
like,
And
not
right.
as Chad?
not as Chad. No, he wishes he was that Chad.
Okay, he's kind of like
He's more he leans more into the bard, but he has this like these three ladies that follow him around and
Oh my
shit,
God,
and
his
like
mustache.
the mustache is what sold it to me. It's just like,
Fucking
yes,
love
that's it.
his mustache. Oh my
So,
god.
but yeah,
As soon as we walk in, you just get a hey from the Birdman because we come here a lot.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
she's like, hey.
Hey, Green Door brings you well, you were asking for ale. Do you want to you in it here for a lot or a little? Is
Oh,
A lot.
we're here for a lot.
A lot.
Yeah. He hovers back and then brings basically uh a gallon size like glass pitcher for you all filled with ale. Hovers it. It's about as big as he is. And he's usually mostly magic to kind of hover it off the ground. He sets it down and then from the opposing table that hasn't been used yet, brings a couple empty glasses and prestidigitation to make sure they're clean before he gives them to you, and then uh, fills up the ale with his kind of mage hand. Just and then let me know if you need anything. Care halls has been rather demanding.
Oh, that
Comes
asshole's
over.
here? I hear stories so much about him at the brothel. So many stories. They say he's like really small.
And she's just
small.
yeah, she's just saying all this to Birdman.
Really small. You just like are you like whispering it to me or you're just saying it?
So she's just saying this out loud.
Really
And
small.
if I didn't say it, it would be 2 silver for your
Okay,
thingy.
2 silver.
Our whole gallon?
And
Avail?
what about for food?
I love this bar. I want to
Food.
stay here forever.
He goes, he's away, leaves you guys talking for a few minutes, to go check on care halls, and then buzzes back. Right. It's a little after lunchtime, but I'm always here for Eros and friends. We we got some fresh baked bread. Cheese still available. We can maybe get a couple chunks of some meat or whatnot. Yeah, maybe if you want to give me some time, I could maybe whip up soup. What do you want?
I'll take.
Soup!
He'll take soup.
Soup!
I will take a loaf of bread, a slab of meat, and cheese. Yes, a pound of
Birdman's
cheese.
Birdman's like, loaf of bread, slab of meat, pound of cheese, soup. Like all of them, you know, all of it. Soup! Soup! Birdman loves the Kaliatum soup.
The soup probably
Just
will
kidding.
take a little bit to get ready, but yeah, I could get you the bread and the cheese and whatnot.
Soup! Knife on the
Alright,
table.
well, why don't we get a loaf for you two? That'll be 2 copper, and then the cheese. You both want? Okay. Cheese, cheese and meat together. We'll say math. We'll say what? Can we settle on 2 gold for the lot, including the soup?
Sure, why not?
Soup!
And Eros will pay for all of it, and she'll slide a silver piece instead of copper for the bread.
Oh, well, thank you. Always tip well, young missy. He puts it in one of his many little pouches that are connected to his shell.
I also never have copper anyway, so it
Well,
works out.
if you're not in the spillway, we're not usually going to see copper in this part of the city. I'll change it if people got it. Yeah, give me a minute. He buzzes off. Cotton and Strike, you can insert yourselves as you see fit.
I'm with Jim.
Yeah. Cotton walks into the tavern and is like, she's starving. She hasn't eaten all day. So she's maybe swelling the soup, kind of mixed with I don't know.
Yeah, behind
milk.
the bar there, he's starting to cook the soup on the kind of hot plate thing.
Birdman loves a good
So she's sniffing, sticking her head up in the air like cats
no,
do
the
when they
kitchen.
sniff something.
I forgot there was an actual kitchen.
Oh.
There's a kitchen back there.
There do be
That's
kitchen.
right.
Birdman loves him a cauliflowered soup.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you smell the soup beginning. He's back there. You can see the little green dart buzzing around, throwing things into a pot that's hanging off the fireplace, chopping different stuff up. And then, it's after lunch. So the people that are here are finishing their lunch or whatnot. There's not a lot of full tables, kind of just enjoying their drinks and whatnot for those things. Greendar would eventually come out and oh well, Cotton, you can have your where you want to sit today. I'm making some stuff, some soup up for Birdman there. You want some soup?
Oh yeah, I would love some soup. And she's purring. I can't purr, but she's purring. Yeah, and she's going to join Birdman and Eros.
Oh, well, all right, good enough.
Soup. Screaming. He's
Soup?
singing to himself.
I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten all day.
Okay.
Well, maybe if you don't just leave the house right away. I did make breakfast. I always make breakfast.
Yeah, I just had to go for a walk, and then we kind of got into the whole warehouse a deal had already started, and it was mismanaged. But I would like to cook breakfast with you sometime. Yes,
Of course.
maybe tomorrow.
Anytime, of course. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, you could have also, well, it might not have worked, but could have tried to ask Strike for some of his jerky that he keeps on him.
That's true, but yeah, I'm a soup kitty. I will eat the jerky, but yeah,
Strike
I'm
doesn't share
not.
food.
Hmm?
Strike doesn't share food.
Oh,
Strike doesn't share food.
yeah. Well, maybe he would have shared it if I had asked him.
I say that in Strike's voice. Strike doesn't share food.
Greendar comes to the table and puts the loaf of bread that Birdman and Eros asked for, and the cheese hunks and the bits of jerky. And the soup's not quite ready, but almost. That'll be 5 silver, Cotton.
Yes, sure. But could you maybe bring me some milk? And she also pays him.
Yeah, milk, easy enough. Okay, why don't you add another 2 silver on that for the cup of milk? Gotta go across the street to get
Here you
that.
go. She throws him.
Eros puts her hand into Birdman's briefcase and pulls out the money.
Yeah.
She sets it on the table with that loud clink, and I bet she already sorted everything out while they were walking. This Eros, she'll do things like that. or whatever. She doesn't care if anyone's watching because she'll kill them if they try to.
Yeah, I was like, you got the Birdman. He's unhinged.
While all
Yes.
this is happening, I like to imagine that Strike was
Sorry,
hanging out with
down.
Jim before and then just kind of jumps over Birdman on the table, just makes everything into a mess,
Ah,
and then sits on the seat.
soup.
Because
Eros prestidigitates the mess easily enough.
Bread.
Okay, guys. Well, that was a job well done. Here's your what's the word again? Tidings, your earnings. Here's your pay.
Money.
that's what I like to see.
Money.
How much did we make?
We made lots of gold. Let's see.
800 silver and 70 gold. That was in like what's his face's voice because he said
Yeah.
not all of it was in gold, but 150 gold altogether.
Yeah.
800 silver.
Altapar is a little bit depressed about his divorce, so he couldn't find everything in gold.
You ruined
What did
my
he
sex
say
life.
upon seeing the, thing? Maybe we shouldn't discuss it here, but what was
You
the
ruined-
vibe?
You ruined my sex life. He looks up at you.
Strike raises an eyebrow at Arrows.
what?
Who ruined whose sex life?
You
What-
ruined my sex life. He just keeps repeating it
Eros
over
just gives like the most innocent smile as she's just like,
What? What did I do?
She found a dwarf. I'm fine.
Well, Altapar, he's going through some marriage issues. His wife met a dwarf, and
No, she met a dwarf. He just keeps saying it over and over again. And
Raging in someone else's
Is
room.
Batman going to be his attorney for the divorce, or
I mean, well,
did
he
they
was
have a
I mean, I
contract?
don't think divorce falls into the parameters of crime.
I mean, could be a crime. Like maybe
Attorney
And
at
then
crime?
you see this excited look on his face, like, and he looks over Arrows. Could be a crime.
I mean, maybe. It depends on why the divorce is happening, though, I think.
Just
I
the
mean,
size.
If it was a divorce via a threat, then yes, it'd be a crime, but I mean, if you can't establish a threat,
Maybe. I mean,
maybe the dwarf
Whatever.
was threatening her with his girth.
yeah, he is definitely
I've heard-
threatened by his girth and intimidated.
I've heard they are very girthy.
Strike just takes a big sip.
Yep, this sounds about right. Okay, Birdman,
This sounds about right.
tomorrow morning, you want to go see if we can help him out? That's when the divorce is going to happen.
Investigate the warehouse.
Eros kind of raises her finger as she like gives a confused look on her face, like
Investigate the divorce.
Yes, investigate the divorce.
Investigate the divorce
In the warehouse.
in the warehouse. Every time. Everything that you guys say just gets compiled into a list. I'll have you know. It's just
Would never any other way.
It will only get worse.
longer and worse. You
Okay,
ruined my
each of
sex
you get
life.
an inspiration point for that this conversation. I almost fell out of my chair once.
You ruined my sex life.
I really don't know why he even said that. It was
You
just
ruined my sex life.
so weird.
Mm.
Like what? If you guys walked in on me being naked, what's the first thing you think of?
It's
Me
big.
being
It's big
naked.
again.
I wouldn't. I don't know. Like, I would just think of you. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, we are about to have sex. Like,
See? So like I don't know what the issue
You
is.
did a nat one on a wisdom save.
So you have to kind of differentiate. it's normal for the four of us, but for anyone else, there could be misunderstandings. Because people are weird like that.
What? Like people don't see everyone else naked around.
Maybe
Some do,
I
some
think
don't.
he liked you, so he wanted to see in advance in your behavior, probably. So I
mean-
wouldn't say it's your fault.
I mean, after all, what's like not to like? I'm like nice to basically everyone.
Yeah. So I mean,
You hear the buzzing as Greendar approaches. Soup is ready. Strike. I didn't see you come in.
excellent.
It's Jim over there, Antonio.
I canned soup to Birdman and Cotton. Well, I just made some soup. I still got some of today's meat shipment left over. I'm all out of bread today.
I want it all of it, all of it, all of it.
Okay, I don't have any bread. Sorry. I still got a chunk of cheese though.
Yeah, I just
Pizza,
shoved the
pizza,
last of the
pizza,
bread in my
pizza.
mouth.
Okay, well, all right.
Birdman is
Where's my
holding
milk?
his Birdman is holding his bread like, come at me. If you want this bread, you're gonna have to fucking fight me for it.
Okay, well, you was that? I think you said yes to soup, Strike.
Meat.
Soup.
Okay, yes. Meat? Was that a yes?
It's,
Oh,
he
okay.
gets all excited at the mention of meat. Just meat, give me.
Okay, there is meat in the soup because what else do you put in soup? I guess here. All right.
I
Well,
can think of a few things.
You ruined my sex life.
he slow blinks with his 6 eyes at at Eros, and then looks at everyone else. All right. Well, okay. All right. That's a big meal there, bro. But you're a big boy. Okay.
You ruined my sex life.
Eventually, when he flies away, Eros is just going to be like,
You could put carrots in it. You could put beets in it. You could do tomatoes.
and she just keeps listing off like natural things you'd find in soup.
Tomatoes. Gross.
He
Tomatoes are delicious.
Birdman makes
he
like that round, like in his hand, like round thing. He's like round, like with his hands. Just like I imagine, like detect thoughts be like onion, onion.
If I had detect thoughts up, then yeah. I mean, but thieves can't. She can understand you.
Oh yeah,
so.
thieves can't. He like does like the chopping motion, chopping like onions.
Yes,
all
onions.
right, Strike. That'll be for everything. That'll be 9 silver.
Good deal. Yeah, you take it. Yeah, take a call, please.
Well, thank you, sir. Hey, I'll be back with your meat and cheese. Buzzes away, back within less than a minute with
did-
the meat and
did-
cheese.
Did Green already bring Cotton the milk?
Oh yes, he would have brought the milk out with. I just forgot about the milk. Yes, but yes, he would have brought the milk out with your soup at
Okay.
least.
I just want to make sure that Cotton is.
And it's like
drinking milk.
it's like fresh. It's like fresh. Like he went around
Excellent.
next door to like the goat or cow that they have and got it. So.
Question: the rent was paid with the silver, and everyone got 18 gold roundabout, right?
200 silver.
You
18
are okay. Like you have the 200 gold and 18 silver. You already paid last month's rent. That doesn't account for this gold.
Oh, okay.
So you're starting. You have to worry about next month's rent.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. So that's it.
Nice.
As well as food costs and whatnot. But you guys can live off of a silver a day if you wanted to on food. It depends on how much you want to invest in the food.
Yeah, there's no way these dipshits are actually gonna live off 1 silver a day.
No. Well, a silver a day is like a poor lifestyle, more or less.
Yeah, you can survive, but beyond
Yeah,
that,
you'll survive. Yeah. Well, you won't necessarily be satisfied. For those things. Okay. Eventually, Carehall gets drunk enough to start playing his lute. And it's a very somber song, and he starts to dance with one of the girls. Jim and the rest of the council guards eventually finish their lunch. The council guards would kind of leave, and Jim would come over. You guys throwing around a bit of coin today, I see. Good job.
Yeah, we did a bit of work.
Well, with whom?
Oh, you know, the usuals.
He just blinks at
Don't
you a
want
couple
to
times.
ask too many questions, Jim. You know, the
I know this
usual.
guy.
Questions are just questions. There's nothing else. Don't need to worry about that. Cotton, you do. He is a beat cop, for lack of a better way to put it. But cops in this city are privatized. There's not like a city cops. Like each house, he works for the first house, which is one of the biggest house that's run predominantly by the Lupin or Wolf folk. So you guys have known him for a year plus. He probably at least Strike has been arrested by him. I don't know about the rest of you, but at least Strike has once been arrested by him.
He would never
First.
arrest me. Ever.
No, you probably have had to deal with someone he's arrested. I could see, like maybe that's how
Right.
you know Jim is like one of his minor people he arrested from the 10th house that stole some stuff from the first
How
house.
did
You
the
know Jim.
arrest
Yeah, I don't
go?
think Cotton is like a
Jim?
fan of cops, you know, her being like a criminal. So
Probably not at all. And he's
I
a
feel
dirty,
like-
but he's a dirty cop.
I feel
too.
like cops in the city also just don't like me because I'm
Yes.
weird, but I'm
Yes,
also a
he-
lawyer, so they probably really don't.
He does not, if anytime Birdman says anything, you Jim does not. He probably snarls a little bit, like
Questions
he
are
does.
just questions.
He snarls a little bit. He respects Strike because he knows what Strike does. He's met the orphans by this point. It's not like they're not really
So the
hidden.
arrest thing was kind of just for show or something?
The arrest thing was like something where it was like you beat someone up while you were drunk or something at a pit fight, or like you it was like indecency or something, not something really big. And then he kind of has seen he's probably seen a couple of your pit fights and seen how strong you are and has kind of that respect for you. Cotton, he knows next to nothing about, just sees you as a quirky little cat, which is a good thing. That's exactly where you want him. Birdman, he has next to no respect for, and Eros, you generally get the impression. Well, Eros is asexual, so he's attracted to you. Eros, like he. So, Strike. When you talk, he brings up Eros at least once. When you guys talk one on one.
And then I remind him constantly that he's married and shouldn't be saying such things.
Yes,
On-
he's married and has a small litter, so
On such note, Eros would be like kind of leaning on her.
Hey Jim.
She'd be yeah, she'd be in that pose. You know, she elbows on the table, her head resting on her fist, and like with her other hand, she's like licking off some of the juices from her meal, and she's like, "Hey Jim, how's the sex life?"
Birdman looks at her in remindance. You ruined my sex life.
You ever seen the old cartoons with the wolf?
Yes. Yeah.
That like
probably.
Those old
yeah,
like Looney Tunes cartoons, like
the old Looney Tunes, like
Yeah.
the wolf guy that gets like wolf. Yeah, this.
where is it?
I'm thinking
I was
of
gonna
like
say,
the scene in the
find a
mask.
picture
I'm thinking like the scene in the mask.
Yeah, it comes from that.
Yeah, then yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
guy.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so his eyes do that for a minute, and okay, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Bye.
I'm gonna go.
Good one. Tell your wife I said hi.
Tell your wife I said hi.
Jim's a nice guy.
Jim's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's something I have to do.
Soup?
No, not soup.
Soup.
And
Soup.
Eris is she's gonna down an entire mug of ale, and she's gonna, still holding the ale, she's gonna start walking over to Carl's Care Halls. I don't remember how to say his name.
All.
Carl's.
Care halls, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, sure.
and
Carl's works for however you want to say it. I don't care.
she take
Enjoy the mustache.
she says, "Hey, Carol's," and she like takes the mug, smashes it on the ground, and then like casts mending on it to put it back together. I'm kind of sick of your shit right now. You're not playing a good song.
And then Hit Me Baby One More Time starts playing. I'm confused what's happening here.
This is my mother's people's song. It is beautiful. From the
Oh, yeah?
lands of the clod.
Oh yeah,
Slow.
Well, your mother sounds like she hasn't gotten laid in the past few days, or weeks, or months.
What's happening?
You look like you're half dressed.
I am half dressed.
Shut up!
He
You shut up!
Shut up!
Well,
Shut up!
Shut up!
I think there's only one way to settle this.
You're right. And Eros like
Bell of the band.
she which she does. She isn't carrying her lute, but she is carrying her flute. And she like pulls it out and goes, she looks at it. She's only like a little bit tipsy. And she's just looking at it like, oh yeah, things are about to get real moist. And she like takes her top off. Like, I can't breathe too well right now.
Birdman just waves his head, puts his hands in the air. He's like, "Fucking a!" Like,
She-
just goes back
She
to drinking.
she throws her top at Birdman.
Damn
Like
it! Yeah,
face
he
bombs.
catches it. Fuck.
Not this shit again.
Okay. You first.
What, you want me to take my shirt off?
What? No, just play it. I mean, if you want, sure, fine, but just
Take
play
my
the
shirt
fucking-
off.
Play a fucking song. Play something actually good.
Play something actually good. Take my shirt off.
You don't take your shirt off.
Take it off.
You don't take your shirt off. Take my shirt
Take it off.
off.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Strike just heads for Grinder for another ale. Or 2 or 10.
We have like a gallon pitcher here on the table.
That won't be enough.
That's gone. It's already gone.
It's been gone. Oh yeah.
Oops, I did it again.
Yeah, right.
And actually, I think ooh, wait, yeah. I am going to. Oh, that's the saving throw. Never mind. He's doing a check, not a saving throw, so I can't technically do that.
Yeah. Okay. He changes the tune of his song, rolls a performance, and I want you, Eros, as he points at you. He's like, well, let's see you do better than that. I need a charisma save.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know whether or not you succeeded, so for those things. So you brush off his taunts and
Okay. Time for a performance check. Which I will use my inspiration. I won inspiration to basically re-roll that. And I get a 17. And I imagine the what she plays is something that's like really upbeat.
Oops, I did it again.
Yeah.
Like something that's
Play with
like she's
fire.
specifically something that's upbeat that gets people like moving, but it's still has like a lot of sexual undertones in it as
Oops,
well.
I did it again.
Sounds more like toxic, actually.
Yeah, no, it sounds like "Oops, I did it again." This is crazy. It's like
in my Friday campaign, the Bard, there it's like a post-apocalyptic game. So the Bard's patron connects them to the ancient songs of Britney Spears, and "Toxic"
great.
became their like theme
Yeah.
song that we
Toxic
like
is-
blasted on this ancient boombox as we fought and shit.
yeah, Toxic is pretty good, but I think in this situation, it's "Oops, I did it again," or
Definitely.
"Hit me, baby, one more time." It's definitely like that kind of like Arrows got up, walked into the middle of the room, and was just like, "Oh yeah, 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 yeah." Bum,
See that
bum,
happening.
Okay, so
threw her
by
top.
the end of Eros's song, everyone other than the most loyal of Care Hall's dancers is, and you guys can decide yourselves here. Like there's a couple people tapping their feet and whatnot, but there's a little bit more like he got them moving, but then you made them move. Like actually got them off their feet. So there's a little more interaction with the Tupatori scouts kind of dance with one of the dancers, and I picture one of the dancers comes over to Eros and starts to like backup dance and riff off your singing and dancing
Greg is
with you
jumping
as
on
you
the
go.
table and clips and dances along to Arrow's beat.
Birdman has literally no performance, so he's just doing the Snoop Dogg dance.
Yep. I see
Cotton
it.
is dancing. But oh, sorry, I rolled twice, but I meant to roll once. Just to like see how sick her moves are.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
doing.
let me roll
He's
some
doing that.
performance.
Yeah, yeah. He's doing that one, but he's also doing that. Yeah, there you go. I was thinking of the one where he just has his hand up. It's like
Yeah.
it's like it's like that.
Performance space. Okay.
Cripple,
And like Arrows, yeah, she can mix the singing in as well, but since she is just playing primarily the flute, there's like a lot of there was a lot of chorus instrumental like riffs going on in there in between.
It's all beatboxing from the Birdman doing the Snoop Dogg dance.
The dance and the rowdiness, I will, brings in, more people from the street, different, you know, people from around the different houses and stuff coming to enjoy some of the rowdiness that's coming in the Herald. And
Jim
how
has
long do
probably
you guys?
lost his mind.
Yeah, a little bit, but that's okay. He doesn't have a lot of power anyways. He wishes he did. I need to make some more NPCs for these different
Arrow.
houses, but that's okay.
As people like really gather in, and like when Arrows finishes, she will point her flute at at a care hall and say, "Give it up. You've lost. You just don't got it."
Roll a wisdom save. No, I do got it, and you know I do.
Okay.
Oh, he's playing dirty now.
Oh, he's cheating.
Can we say that during my play, because I have counter charm, so that during my play I could get advantage against being frightened or charmed?
Okay, sure.
Okay. Advantage. Charisma. Didn't even need it.
You're still just, your body language hasn't changed. You're still just standing there defiantly, and he's, come on, Serena, let's go. And then he like walks to the door,
Wait.
and Serena's just standing a little bit And, I don't know. It's kind of fun here. What? What do you want, Arrows? He waits at the door.
I'm gonna need that loot. Hand it over.
Hate that fucking rule. He stomps over to you. And then stomps back to the door, slams the door, and leaves. All right, rivalry has been formed.
Well, we also know that if you fucking lose if you lose a music battle, then you have to give them your instrument. That is crazy. Is that like an unspoken rule in this culture, or is that like a rule in this culture? We'll have to
Guys.
figure that out as
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
A little bit of both. I want to say
It's like, if you're not
canon.
gonna-
It's canon now, nonetheless.
yeah.
Arrows
That's crazy.
now with the loot, she's gonna retune it in like a matter of seconds as she hops on top of a table, and she says,
Okay, it's time to unveil my new masterpiece. Now that I have everyone's attention,
Oh, Terry, you son of a bitch! I was gonna say you better not stand on this table.
Comes over and he's getting involved. He's trying not to get noticed.
Do I see the
Do I
hamster?
wait? Do
Because
I
yes,
notice him as he
rejected.
runs on the table?
Oh yes, he's not.
Okay,
stealthy.
he runs on the table, and I like put my hand out, like it's like a knife, like almost hits him, like oh.
I will add 5 gold this month, Birdman.
I just look at him. I don't say anything. I just look at him.
I'm snarling at the hamster.
okay, everyone, this performance
Hi, Terry.
will be the best ever.
and
How's the wife? How the kids?
she starts to she starts strumming the lute. It's a little bit slower pace than before, but she's like,
Don't worry, everyone. Once you give me a moment, I'll be all warmed up and ready to go.
and she says, "Oh, I have to keep my own composure for this." Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide. No escape from reality.
And it goes on for another 8 minutes.
And she just does, and yep, she does the whole fucking song for the whole 8 minutes.
I would like another performance check. I think you have advantage because of ambiance, and you stole his loot. So.
Whoa.
15.
15. Okay. Decent performance, as good as anything they've heard tonight. Not the worst by any means. But a lot of people get kind of lost in the words a little bit, and are like, "Is he talking about?
What the
Me?
fuck is
Is he talking about the
Scaramouche?
trash? What is it? What? The Fandango? What?
What is a Scaramouche?
Okay.
do a what?
So you
What is a
rock out
Fandango?
with Bohemian Rhapsody.
Wait a second. Wait a
Alright.
second. When I make a no, never mind. I would tell. You know what? I actually, will say that I even use universal speech to make a few people up to how many? 3 other people. I don't care who. They understand the Fandango and the Moosh. They understand those for some reason. Scaramouche.
Scaramouche. Will you do the fandango?
A bolt of lightning.
It's been a lot of thunderbolts and lightnings out here in fucking Vegas. Suta double the lightning, frightening me.
Galileo, figure out. Okay. I would like the. Oh no, that's because it's him. Okay. I would like the group to roll a perception.
Perception.
Damn.
Okay.
And then you just see something.
Wait.
Damn.
Oh, well, okay. Half the group succeeded. Awesome. Okay. Cotton lost in the people enjoying the performance. Same with Eros. Ragnar, your adept ears pick up on. Way before Birdman sees them kind of coming through the door, you hear outside the building a loud male voice. You soon recognize it as Care Hall's. I will pay each of you 5 gold to go rough up some fuckers for me. 5 gold. That's it. And then, all right, 5 gold. You can hear a couple people kind of agree. And kind of come up and the walk through the door. Carol's
The door.
Gonna get it out. Gonna get it right out of here.
Yeah.
okay. Strike roll initiative. Well, roll initiative if you want to roll initiative. I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm a barbarian.
It's a bar fight, baby.
Okay, Strike. You react, get into the front, and they're coming in. They got various weapons drawn, clubs and axes and things, trying to rough up some people. What do you want to do?
It's gonna attack the instigator right away.
Okay, well,
Recklessly, of course, I would say.
I don't know who you mean by the instigator.
Carl.
He is not near you in any way, shape, or form.
No? Isn't that the one in front of me?
Nope.
No, I got
that's a dwarf.
confused. My fault. Then this guy. Fuck it.
Okay.
Retides and raging.
Okay.
Nothing really matters.
Okay. Slam into this dwarf before he has a chance to talk or do anything. He just kind of runs into the room, gets smacked by Strike. Dancers and other people. Oh my god, what's going on? They use reactions to kind of get away from the commotion. Eros, I imagine, is still playing until they don't want to. Okay. Okay. This guy is seeing that he moves 1 square there. He's still within 5 feet. He has pack tactics because he's a thug. And he has a mace that he's gonna hit with advantage. Well, he also has advantage because reckless. So slams in, goes for the knee on the stomach towards big boy there.
So it's
12.
4 and 3.
Okay. And then Eros, your song's kind of getting interrupted. At least people kind of enjoying it a little bit. Couple of the people near you are just kind of reacting because these are people they know. What do you do?
Well, she finishes the final verse with, anyway the wind blows. Final strum. Okay, fuckers. And she smashes the loot on the ground because she doesn't give a shit about it. And
No!
Disrespect.
Carol screams.
she's not gonna. She's just gonna pull out. She's gonna unclip one of her pouch and pull out one of her darts. But I would imagine, I think that's like her entire action just to do all that.
I missed the first part. What was the first part?
Well, she finishes the song, smashes a lute, and then pulls out one of her darts.
Okay, that's your action. You can probably still move if you want, but that's pretty much your action. Yeah.
Yeah, she'll hop down off the table to here.
Forgot to roll for Terry because I want to use Terry's things. And for Greendar, this is his tavern. Okay, so break things. Carol's, you fucking bitch, he yells, and he doors open. He kind of he doesn't care. He runs in. He will take the opportunity attack
Opportunity
from.
attack?
Yep. And
He takes 10 damage, I will think.
okay, yeah, just hits. Getting past his chain armor. Runs in. Ah! Sees that. Shakes his head. Realizes he didn't. Obviously realizes his anger kind of kept through. Huh. Well,
What,
wait.
pussy?
You're just a bitch. Wisdom save.
Okay.
You take 2 damage, and your next attack is at disadvantage. 2 psychic. Okay, so I'm gonna mark you with this little thing for the until it's. I think it's still for the end of his next turn. Okay, and then you come here. I'm paying you five frickin' gold, and he's going to this little Ratus skitters over here. Bring it to the ground, and he is wrong.
I could pay you 10.
Okay, he has pack tactics, so he has advantage because Care Halls is right there. He is 20 to hit arrows. Pretty sure
Yeah, that
hits.
hits.
All right. You're grappled by his tail as it wraps around your feet. And he
Says I gotta make
will.
a DC.
No, that's the escape.
Oh, okay.
It's escape TC. He'll attack you again with a mace.
That hits.
Second attack. Okay. So grappled. And Birdman, things have just blown up all of a sudden by the door. You were enjoying music, and then what the fuck? And Terry's like, they're gonna hurt her. What the fuck's wrong with them?
I look at Terry and I say, "Shut up!" And then I shoot the man that's attacking Eros. Like I'm like with my bow, like out. What?
Hair hulls or the rat?
The rat that's grappling.
Okay.
Who's grappling Eros? The rat, right?
The rat. Yeah, the
Yeah.
rat. I'll mark the rat with the hand too, so you can see. All right. 25. Yeah, definitely hits.
And I believe that will be a sneak attack as well, right?
Yeah, because Eros is right there.
Yup. Okay, so I will roll this. And it rolled the sneak attack for me, which will just be a 1.
Nice. Still
And
hits.
then I have an extra hit. So I will attack again.
Ranger. Okay, so you don't get sneak attack on this one. It only happens
Nope.
once per turn.
Yeah, so it'll calculate it again, but we just won't.
Yeah, that's
use
fine.
yeah. So does that one hit too?
Yeah, 19 definitely
19.
hits. Yeah. This guy is
So it's gonna
just
be 6 damage.
yeah. 6. Nice. Okay. In this campaign, other than previous campaigns and maybe other games you're used to, I've done a lot of reflecting since the last campaign, and after playing L5R, I really enjoy the idea more that hit points are not health. Hit points is stamina. Okay.
What I've always been thinking would make a lot more sense. Rather than just being bloodied all the time and taking
Yes.
grievous injuries and sleeping just kind of heals
Yes.
it all. Yeah.
So,
makes more
like,
sense.
you hit, but it's like one of those things. It's like an arrow. It's like a glancing thing or whatnot when you hit. Like, it's only when it's the hit that kills them or does like a shit ton of damage or whatnot that you're like, we'll kind of describe it and such. But nonetheless, this guy barely gets out of the way. He has two kind of like cuts across his shoulders and face from the two arrows, and they kind of ding in the wall behind him. Afterwards, and Terry, the landlord. Forgot what Terry can do.
Yeah, Eldritch Blast.
He casts Meteor Swarm.
I wish.
Kills everyone.
Where is that thing? There it is. Um, he's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Jumps off the table,
What
skitters on the
20%?
ground. All fours. And then he's going to... You will let go. You're gonna let go. And he does this thing. Oh, that didn't exactly do what I wanted to do. That's okay. Huh. It's interesting how the formatting is fucked up, even though I fixed it. Nonetheless, he does this thing. So, and he's going to intimidate. But before he intimidates, the Ratus guy, gets a wisdom save. Nat 20. Okay, never mind. Okay. So, nonetheless.
Yeah, he's got disadvantage though.
Oh, that's true.
That's still 16.
16 is still decent. All right. Hug, what is your Okay. You see the guy's eyes go wide, and he, as a free action, he's scared of something, confused by how he's scared by this little mouse folk person, and he lets go of Eros, and his Eros is no longer grappled from them.
Oh,
This guy,
huh. Hi, Terry. How's the sex life?
Bloody
why
hell.
is that always your first question?
Is that not everyone's first question?
No, and you little shit. Another guy runs around. He's gonna use his pack tactics with the guy diagonal from him to go after Terry for involving, just try to smash the little mouse to the ground. And good old Terry. No, 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 no. This outside, outside, everyone, outside. I know we're not doing this. Outside, we go. Oh no, okay. And he is going to do compulsion against everyone who's fighting right now.
Greg willingly saves the fail and just, okay.
Okay. So anyone that's like had a turn by this point, and well, anyone by the door, more or less, that's like fighting by this point.
I
Those
am not
things. So,
compulsed at all.
okay. Ear holes. This is a wisdom save. Oh, care halls is fine. Ratus. They don't have advantage. Or one passes. The rest fail. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna mark them with a little. I don't know. That thing. Fail, fail, fail. All right, dwarf boy. Or oh, he fails. I miswhispered to myself. He got an 8. And then Terry, one more. Wisdom save. Terry's 5. Okay, so the people marked that way on green. So green door on a failed save. It's been a while since I've done this. Your target is afflicted by the spell. Until the spell ends, you can use your bonus action on each of your turns to. Okay, so those people, he uses his bonus action. On its next turn, they have to move away from things. Okay. But and it does provoke opportunity attacks. So, okay. So we get to Dwarf Boy's turn. He just got smacked and like really, really wants to like raise his axe towards strike, but I gotta go home. 2, 3, 4.
So he's gotta go
5.
home and not just go outside to fight. Yeah.
No, he's going outside, but he's not very smart. It can take its action before it moves. Must use as much as move as possible to move in that direction. Oh, it's actually okay. Oh, it can take its action before. Okay, so I'll attack once. I'm still trying to read the spell. My bad. So he's angry. He's gonna go reckless.
He's hungry.
Because that's all he can do as a dwarf. That is, a Zerker, like I made him. So 13 to hit strike. I don't think
Nope.
hits.
Okay,
Okay,
let's go big.
so
Fine.
then he will use his 25 feet move to forcibly move because of the compulsion. So you can get an opportunity attack, and
That's a crit.
after moving,
Oh my god.
So if you're using the same crit rules, that should be max damage plus the 6, right?
yeah, same crit rolls.
So that would be
Uh,
15 plus 6. And plus 2.
Where is the extra 6 coming from?
From the extra roll die. I'm not even sure how exactly we
No,
handle it.
you've already rolled the die. You got the 9. That's the rolled die, and then the 6 is the crit.
Okay. I was confused for a second. Then
Okay.
15 plus
So
6.
17 for one hit as an opportunity. That's a mighty hit. He stumbles down the stairs a little bit after that hit. He's pretty exhausted. After that, at the end of his turn, he can roll a wisdom save to see if he breaks out of it. Just does. Okay. Just makes it. All right. Archer buddy, he's kind of friends with some of these guys. He's not really sure what's going on. He's going to ready an attack for the next person that attacks a rat because he's a rat and he's not sure what's going on. So Cotton, you're behind him. Birdman, you're behind him. He's not really paying attention, it seems to you two. As there's more chaos going on, he didn't really see Birdman shoot exactly yet. So Cotton, what do you do?
Oh, okay, sorry. I was waiting. Cotton is kind of she's surprised. Her fur is like all puffed up, and she starts growling. You know, those weird cat fight noises. You know, like that sound very strange when cats are trying to intimidate someone. I think you know what I mean.
The sounds of murder, yes.
It's like and she does that as she goes up to these guys. And she's going to pull out. I think she has a dagger. Yeah. Pull out her dagger. And yeah, I don't know. Can she also attack someone? Or is like her movement the turn? It's free movement, right?
Whatever your movement is on your sheet, you can move that many feet.
Okay, yeah.
You just can't end in a square of a hostile creature, and you can't go through a hostile creature square.
Okay, then she is, well, growling and going up to this person.
Okay.
Brief, yeah.
Yeah. Attacked your landlord, Terry.
Yeah, that one. And she's going to she's going to attack him with her dagger. You just click on this.
That actually hits because this guy doesn't have very high armor.
And
You
she's
do
aiming
it.
like for his fingers. Like she's not aiming for his chest, I think. Like he just.
Okay. Are you wanting to disarm him or?
I think I want to disarm him because, like, Cotton wouldn't like kill someone just straight up.
Okay, disarm mechanics from the DMG we can use at this point, so he can roll a strength or dexterity check versus your attack to see if he drops his weapon. Yeah, he does not drop his weapon. Hit his hand. Hold on to it. You still have you use pretty much all your movements. You still have a bonus action. What do you want
Can I jump on him? What's the word? Pounce.
to do? Um,
Also, like not a bonus action. I don't know.
see
What is?
policy. I roll a well, no. Instead of like we can do this as kind of a shove action, I guess.
Okay.
Roll a strength or acrobatics or athletics versus his acrobatics or athletics as kind of like
Okay.
your offhand sort of attack.
Rolling acrobatics. It's pretty bad.
Pushes you away both times. Hisses at you as rats do. You hiss back at both hiss at each other. Okay, that's your bonus action. Then Ratus Thug. He hasn't had a turn to act yet. He's not compulsed. He's the one guy that didn't. Who does he mm, 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 mm. Let me look at his thingy. He is going to disengage as a bonus action because Ratus can do those things. And he's going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 over to Eros. I want my 5 gold, he yells. And he will get pack tactics with care holes. And he goes after Eros.
Ow.
Both those hit. So he tries to knock you over and whatnot. Okay. At the top of the second round. None of you were enthralled, and none of you were compulsed to leave in this
I was.
group. So,
The
oh,
bird
you were.
was.
I
The
was.
bird was. That's true. Okay. So you have to use all of your movement to move out the door. You could still have your action and whatnot you can do on your turn.
Okay.
And then at the end of your turn, you can roll another wisdom save to try to break out of it.
Okay. Sweet.
Okay, but strike didn't affect you. What do you do? You got one guy that ran out the building after hitting you, and then a couple Ratus that are trying to skitter around you to kind of overwhelm Eros, who kind of insulted the guy that promised them 5 gold.
At that point, I think I would walk around the Reduce guy and go straight after the rival bard. This time I'd be pulling out my flail. And as part of the drawing in weapon thing, I can make an attack, correct? Kind of as the same action.
In Player's Handbook, one of the free things you can do is draw a weapon, yes. This guy in the center does get an opportunity attack against you because you left his reach and then
That's
came
fair.
back into it. He does have pack tactics because he has lots of friends around.
He gets advantage anyway. I'm a barbarian. I'm always reckless.
Indeed.
Just hits.
18. Okay. You are grappled and you cannot move. You take 7 bludgeoning as his tail wraps around you.
Right? In that case, I'm gonna focus on this asshole and hit him instead.
Okay.
So, kind of claw at him twice. And as I hit him with the second claw swipe, in one swift motion, I'm gonna pull up my flail and hit him with that over the head twice. Once it's a bonus action, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, is it all it?
Yeah, I was just doing math. Trying to account for something out. You're not exactly sure where in that barrage, but somewhere in that barrage he falls down.
I'm trying not to kill him, although I'm not sure how viable that would be with the flail, if that's even possible.
Enraged barbarian trying not to go for them.
We're gonna go with the mechanics of the game. The mechanics when you bring him down to 0 HP, if you do enough HP with the attacks you declared against him to bring him to his maximum health and the negative, you kill him outright. So it's up. You don't know right now. He's down.
All right, so I'm definitely trying not to kill people, just trying to neutralize them right now, until we can get to figuring this shit out, and then we can still kill him after that.
Okay.
Now that he's down, I can move again. Yes,
Yes, you are no longer grappled as he falls unconscious.
and I'm breathing down this guy's neck.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. This guy before he moves, he can use his action. So seeing his friend get pummeled down by you, he is going to attack you. He's going to mace strike, knock backhands him a little bit away, and then he does a knocks back and then flips around and tries to go with his tail. You grab his tail and flick it back away from him.
Just
Before
casually
he
knock it away both times.
before he moves, he will disengage as he's forcefully moved to go out. Oops. Because of the compulsion. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then wisdom save. See if he's still compulsed. Yes. Okay. Eros, what do you do?
Eros, she kind of. Well, she was thinking of doing one thing, but now she's decided to do another thing. Would we consider it an action to do a persuasion check?
Yes, persuasion checks are actions.
Okay, yeah, screw that. She's just gonna. She'll like hick a little bit because she's definitely feeling the ale now. It's been long enough. She says to Kale Hall, okay, you need to really learn you're being a major turnoff. And she's gonna go for a dart. Just try to stab him with it.
Oh, just try to stab him. You punch in and stab into his clothes, and you hear a little shink. It hits against chainmail shirt he has underneath his clothes.
And that's what I think all I can do. I think I only have the one attack.
As a bard, yes.
I only have the
Okay.
one level in rogue.
You hear and see. I already moved him, but his action is going to roll an intimidation check. See how well he rolls. Decent. Okay. A howl as part of this intimidation check when he gets out the house. You know this intimidation check means that this Lupin guard who was off duty, walking down the street, heard some music, tried to enjoy some music, and then brawling started to happen, 10, 20 minutes later. After the song he was kind of confused about. But the howl nonetheless knows that he's at least calling upon Jim, if not someone else who's nearby, to the official guards warned of a brawl happening and something crazy going on here at least. So I will put a counter down on him, and we'll say equal to your proficiency modifier before they arrive. So like 3 rounds before more Lupin guards arrive. For those things. So Carahall's his turn. Hisses, looks back, grabs his mustache, and as he twirls his mustache, he is going to he rubs some sort of dark material into it, and then from the tips of his mustache to his nose, then up to his hat, down to his body, he becomes invisible. Oh, not shatter.
That's wrong.
That was the one above me. Above that one. There you go. So, hey,
Now we know.
turns into. Now you know. Hey, he has shatter. He's a low level part. Yeah, so he's going to go invisible. I'm going to put him on a different layer so you guys can't see where he's at. And he's gonna
Fucking
move away from this chaos. So 5, 10. You get an opportunity attack strike as you feel his movement, hear his footsteps. 5, 10,
Nice.
20. 25.
Can I, with disadvantage,
Yes.
get a chance?
Yes. If you have your reaction, yeah, which you should, because you just said your turn.
Yes.
And
So with invisibility being disadvantage, reckless being advantage, it would just cancel out.
yes.
I got 8s.
Okay, so he does get strike. You do feel the hit.
I can leave a trail of blood.
It is not. Remember, we just discussed.
Yes, okay, true.
So, for those things, so not exactly. I would say if he was really damaged, then yes, but if he was like at 1 HP or something like that. I need to roll a concentration check though. Needs to hit a 10. Irony. Irony at its best. So
Just keeps
5,
fucking himself.
10. He keeps fucking himself. So I'm gonna say you see him when he gets to this square after you hit him, and then he continues back to here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, 30. Okay. And then this Ratus is question to myself. Gonna give myself an answer. The answer is yes. Okay.
What's the question? Violence?
Sort of. Okay. That is that. Okay. Birdman, you can use your action before you move or after you move, but you do have to move towards the door. What do you want to do?
My first thing I'm going to do is use my bonus action to cast one Hunter's Mark. That's not what I
On whom?
wanted. I wanted to just post the thing. There we go. I will cast it on this man right here. On the
It's a
Care
good
Hall
thing
man.
strike hit him.
Yeah, because I was like, oh shit, I can't see him now.
Yeah.
So that will be my one.
Well, now his invisible won't really matter very much.
Yep.
If he does it
So-
again,
And then I will spend my 2 attacks to hit him. I'll just shoot him twice with my longbow.
okay.
I don't think that I'm gonna get sneak attack on this because I don't really have a
You don't have advantage, and there's not a
Advantage.
friend near you.
right.
Near him, that is.
So
27 definitely hits though.
that's
Okay.
5, and then let me roll the extra d6. Oh. So now it's
Nice.
8.
You can make another hunter's mark thing like sneak attack, so it can
Also
automatically.
just rolls it automatically.
Mhm.
Ooh, I'll have to do
And then you
that.
can just check them on and off when they're there.
Ooh,
But nonetheless, yeah, hits 11. He will dodge out of
I
the
will
way.
miss, yeah.
Okay. Then
And
you
then,
have to use your use your move towards the door, and then you can roll another Wisdom save versus 14 to see if you break out of the compulsion.
Wisdom save.
You
No.
are still
I can use one of my inspirations though for advantage, so I will.
Yep.
Roll again.
Birdman wants to stay in bar.
14.
exactly what you needed. So yeah, right.
Birdman wishes to stay in bar. I kind of say that as I'm walking out of the bar. Like I open the door and I'm like, wait, no, go to the bar. And then just like close the door, slam the door, and then turn back around because I'm going to fuck this guy up. So yeah, there you go.
One, two, three. Yeah. Okay. No, wait. You can affect a lot of people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 2. How far away is he? Oh, just out of reach. Damn it. Okay, so he's gonna affect 4 people. As Terry casts Bane on Care Halls and his goons. And they need to do a charisma save. Okay, well, the 2 thugs next to Eros. The one that's already compulsed is passes. The other one fails the thingy. The scout, which I forgot about his ready to action, but that's life. It's okay. He's going to charisma, fails.
Does he do it to Carol?
No, I just forgot. He had a ready to action to go for. It probably makes the most sense to attack strike, honestly, because he had a ready to action to shoot people that attacked Rat's friends. So 22 hit strike, I believe. 5
Yes,
piercing.
for only 3 damage.
And then Care Halls needs a charisma save.
I could do something if I
Fails.
had my bonus action, but he fails anyway.
It fails anyways. Okay. So those 3 with the flag marks are Bane, so they have minus D4 to saves and attacks. Terry's just gonna stay there. Well, he's gonna run underneath Eros to use you as cover.
I was gonna say
Like he's-
Terry knows no fear.
Yeah. And then Ratus guy, he can use his action beforehand before he runs away. He's going to go for one attack. He doesn't have pack tactics because friends died or ran away.
Arrows
So-
wasn't wearing panties, just to say.
Okay, well Terry's probably looking up. One attack to Terry. Definitely
And
hits.
I will punish him readily for it later.
Okay, and then one attack to Eros. Natural 20.
Mm.
Okay, right there, 14 damage.
Fucking shit.
Eros, you that hit. All of you can see it. Cotton being the closest. That hit really hurt. Eros. And then Green Dar. Oh, this guy has to move. He will disengage because he can as a reduce. So he will disengage before he goes. But okay, Green Dar. I said that I wanted this outside. He does it again. So, Eros, you can stay. Terry, you can stay. Birdman, you can stay. Strike, you can stay. All of you are not affected by this.
Okay.
So he's really trying to get the people that he saw who started this. Sort of. Strike did start this, but he knows what's going on here.
I'm just trying to protect my friends.
Like, yeah, no, Greendar is smart enough to know that this
I think
is...
I think he knows we're all just trying to fucking because they all came and just rando started attacking Arrows for like no
Okay,
reason at all.
so the three people in here still need to roll that are in range, which I think he's in range. Just, yes, okay. So Scout Boy makes another wisdom save. Fails. Okay, so compulsion. And then Thug that passed last time. Pass again. Really wants his 5 gold. Carhal's. I will not be shorted by such a slut, he says. And
Hey.
Greendar's gonna stay there because
Aw.
he doesn't want to get hit by this Ratus. Dwarf Boy, he beat the check. I will get the 5 fucking gold, even if it costs me another 5 fucking gold. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He dashes to Eros, and that's his turn. This guy is...
This guy must not know who he's fucking with.
he doesn't, eeny, meeny, miny, D4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, strike again. Is who he's gonna shoot. Alright, he goes for 2 short bow to strike. First one hits. Definitely. That's 4 plus 6 is 10. And then he will use his 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Just yells back at him. What the fuck is your issue?
You're not a rat!
That's an astute observation.
He's still compulsed. Cotton, what do you do?
Well, the guy I was fighting was is gone, so I think I will check on Eros. I mean, there's nothing I can do like with my abilities, but I will still check on her. I think because she got hit earlier.
Check for what?
Fuck.
Well, I don't know. But that's what I said. I don't have like any health skills or whatever, like healing skills. She's just concerned. Like
You're concerned. What's your wisdom?
my wisdom is 10.
10. Okay. Eros can take 1 or 2 more hits before she's gonna fall unconscious.
Okay. Well, I think Cotton is like she can move around here on the table, so she jumps on this table, I think. And she's going to attack the flagged guy with
Okay.
her dagger. Yes.
Okay. That unfortunately will miss. Daggin, the
He's not having a
table
good day.
the table kind of teeters a little bit as you jump on it.
Yeah.
Okay. The resilient guy here. Does he go after? Nope, he's gonna continue to go after Eros. And he does not have tactics because no one's within 5 feet of him. That's also within 5 feet of Eros. So,
Mm.
boom, boom.
Fuck.
Okay, strike. Eros falls almost to a knee. She's having trouble standing after those couple hits. What do you do?
Multiple options right now. What do I do? I guess
Kill
I'm
him.
going straight after the source of the issue and attempt to grapple him.
Strike. Why?
I've got a plan. 19. He's gonna be the 19. That would be the first attack, basically, and I just snarl at him. Fall off, you goons, or I'll tear out your throat right here, right now.
He's just looking at you, eyes going wide. He didn't expect you to be there exactly. He expected to be invisible, and he's not invisible. Has a couple cuts on him from trying to avoid your claws and whatnot. Doesn't really respond to that. Is just trying to take it all in. Do you use your second attack?
I'm using my second attack. If he doesn't do it, then fuck him. And I'm gonna go with me claws, of course. Great.
21.
No, I'm going reckless. I'm always going reckless. Just for the record, always.
Okay. Thanks for that communication. I'm not going to assume that unless you tell me. So, okay, cool.
Let's
And also, I'm gonna, for warning, for realism's sake, I'm not gonna tell you what attack brings people down. So you guys have to decide about how you guys do that stuff. I think for realism, I don't know how your characters would know that in the middle of these things. So, I think that makes more than enough sense for how fights really work.
Mm.
That's fair. That's fair.
So
All the other guys were just motivated by the
somewhere in
goal.
that barrage, he falls unconscious. People that are unconscious, in this campaign in the whole, I'm not going to say you kill people outright unless it's an actual use. I know you said the other guy, so I know you're not trying to kill this guy, but you knock him out, and he's pretty hurt after those couple hits.
All right. Then I'm going to use my remaining movement to kind of attempt to interpose myself between arrows and the others. I don't know if I can actually move between them or not. If not, I'm just gonna
No.
stand here. If not,
You have a bonus action left?
I do have a bonus action left. That would
Okay.
be the other claw attack, I guess.
Okay,
get
you
rid
could
of the
use
other
your
guy?
bonus action to do what is called an overrun. To basically push that guy out of his square to
Then
get closer to
I'm
them.
alright, then I'm gonna do that.
All right, roll an athletics check versus his athletics or acrobatics to push him
1d4.
out of the square. Oh. Okay, knock the guy back.
And then, before my turn, I'm gonna yell at the others. I'm giving you your 5 damn gold if you just fuck off right now!
Okay. Um. This guy is still compulsed. He can't probably hear that very well. What's his passive perception? Nope. Okay. So he can use his action beforehand. He pulls out a light crossbow. Misses as he shoots inside the building somewhere. Hits the wall, and then he will say he leaves. Makes the most sense for the narrative with everything going on. Eros, what do you do?
Eros, with some very heavy breathing, will do a persuasion check. Well, first she'll ask, what? Paying you 5 gold total? 5 gold each.
They look as they realize that wasn't discussed. They can say that you can tell that realization is coming over the one guy, the two guys still conscious here. These guys outside the room can't really hear you too well with the noise from everything else.
Oh, come on. Really that dumb? Okay. Well, 10 gold. Not each, but. Oh, fuck off now. 10 gold.
They look at each other, roll a persuasion check.
Okay. I can't get any lower than a 19 on persuasion, so.
Okay, I was about to say roll with disadvantage anyways because you're fighting them, but okay, since you can't get lower than a 19 anyways, it doesn't really matter. At least since that was yeah. Okay. So
Yeah, any deception or persuasion check.
okay. Yeah, that's right. From your eloquence thing. Okay. You hear another howl. The dwarf just kind of mutters to himself in dwarvish. The rat that's still here is 10 gold for us. The dwarf, he gets enough being a god butcher. And Care Halls is unconscious. Technically, he has to start rolling death saves. Just
Oh,
why
shit.
how mechanics work.
Poor
No
him.
one stabilizes him. And there's no such thing as non-lethal damage in the rules. I don't know. So I'm following the rules. I think that makes
Isn't?
more sense anyways. No, there's no thing of non-lethal damage in the rules.
What? I've always played with non-lethal blows. I didn't even know it wasn't even a rule.
No.
No,
That
you
could
have
be
to say, but technically there is not.
That's
I've
basically a
learned
house
something new
rule.
today.
Yeah, it's a house rule, man.
normally.
This gets confusing sometimes.
does. I think it's more realistic because, anyways, like I don't know if you knock someone unconscious, there's always a chance they don't wake up from a concussion. Like it's not like I don't know.
Hit him
So
with a non-lethal fireball.
yes. Okay,
Oh
so
yeah, definitely, yeah, for sure.
care halls may not exist anymore. I don't know. We'll see. Rat guy, I'm having him roll just because of the thing called sanity. And Birdman, what do you do?
Oh boy. Well, he's at 0 HP, so technically I can move my hunter's mark as a bonus action, right?
You can, yes.
Sweet. I will do that on the dwarf. I suppose, like the nearest person that's threatening Eros, like whoever's the most dangerous.
The rat spoke, the dwarf did not. He kind of muttering to himself. And then the rat basically went out and said, "Hey, we get the gold," so the dwarf might still, react out at least. The dwarf
Okay.
is also pretty tired. He got hit pretty fucking hard by Strike in the beginning. So
Okay, so I guess just I'll fucking hit this dwarf, I suppose. If anybody that poses the nearest threat to Eros, I will
you
fight.
can tell he's not sure what he's doing right now. The Ratus, okay. This rat guy right here with the flag. This guy, the dwarf, still has his axe up ready. He hasn't made a decision yet.
Okay.
So you might have to
I
make it
will
for him.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking make it for him. Just gonna move my hunter's mark over to him and fucking bop his ass, I guess. I'm gonna move up. I guess I'm gonna stab him first.
Okay.
Like I'll stab him a couple times with my dagger because there's no point to shoot him with my bow if he's right there. So
20 definitely hits. This guy's a barbarian archetype, so
and that was
sweet.
the sneak attack and the piercing. So hold on, let me roll another d6.
Nice.
That's a total of 11 damage.
Okay.
And then is he still up?
You look at him, take a pause after you strike him. He puts his hand up and he's like, all right. I'll take whatever the Ratus don't want.
Now fuck off. And then I stab the other guy that's right next to him.
This guy is already unconscious.
So
Oh,
that's
is he?
crit.
I still stab him. I don't give a fuck. I'm just
you
like,
might kill
fuck
him.
off. I guess I just kill him. I guess I just kill him at that point.
You do kill him because he already has 2 failed death saves.
Yeah, so I just kind of like fucking throw a knife into his corpse and I say, fuck off.
Okay.
It's like
Birdman and Strike. I would like a sanity check for the first time in the game.
oh, this will be fun.
Well, damn.
That's utter failure.
Hey,
Utter failure.
mine's not terrible.
Not terrible.
It could be worse. I also don't know what the parameters of a sanity check are.
Wait. I have an inspiration point, don't I? I
Oh,
do. I'm using that.
So
might as well use it
take
for
the
the
15.
15.
I would let's just say it was the 15 instead of.
I'm fine
Okay,
if you
yeah.
want to use it
Okay.
to. Yeah,
15,
that's fine.
15. That makes more sense.
I
I was
we've
gonna
done
say,
that in the
fucking,
past.
I forgot I
there,
already
yeah.
rolled with advantage. What the hell?
Okay. Okay, 15's enough. Okay, you both beat the check. That's fine.
Nice.
The repercussions are short-term, long-term madness
Oh, okay. Ooh.
from sanity checks. I had you roll a sanity check because Strike, kind of by accident, and Birdman on purpose, killed someone today. I don't know how many times this has happened in your life to kill someone that isn't just a beast, a monstrosity.
I've probably
actually
killed a couple of people, I imagine. So
Okay.
I killed and ate a lot of people, although that was mostly for survival and vigilante justice.
Okay. I will say the
That's probably the same thing
DC
for
the
me, too.
DC wasn't very high, necessarily for this because of what it was, but average DC of 10. So Brandon barely beat it. Okay, for those
I don't
things.
think Birdman wants to kill anybody, but if they're
No.
fucking,
No.
I mean, they started it, so they kind of deserve it. That's kind of what Birdman
Yeah.
boils it down to.
Okay. Interesting. Stab down to that guy. Okay, Birdman, that's your turn.
Yeah.
Okay, Terry's concentrating on Bane still. He's going to. Okay, little shit. I understand that he just killed your friend. What? He killed my friend? Okay, I understand that he might have killed your friend. Terry starts over.
Killed
But
your friend.
Oh shit.
Definitely
We don't
killed your
need to
friend.
We don't need to lose our shit right now. Okay,
Fuck
we just
off.
need to.
Fuck off! Just scream, fuck off.
Okay, so he takes 7 psychic, and I rolled really well on the psychic. And he should only be 1d6. I don't know why it's only 2d6. That's pretty. Okay, so
Maybe he's 5th level?
is he 5th level? Did I make him 5th level?
Because that's
I
the only
did!
way cantrips go up.
I did. Okay, yeah, he's 5th level. Okay, and he has a -2 from his next save if he makes one before the turn. Okay, so just hold your shit, all right? And guy is still compulsed here. Had a light crossbow. Wolf is howling. No, he just dashes. Oop. He just dashes off the map and just is getting the fuck out of Dodge. And well, no, he's getting the fuck out of Dodge. Okay. Okay, Green Dart is this is bonus action. He casts Shillelagh on his quarterstaff. And now, buddy, we've already warned you a few times. So that's actually a plus 25 to hit or something. Yay, bludgeoning. He actually did some damage because of Shillelagh. So he has 5 points of damage. Otherwise it'd been 0 because he has no strength. Okay. Dwarf guy is going to fall prone and, like, on his knees, basically drops his sword off the side. Come on, Ratus buddies, come on, let's just. No one needed. The wolf is howling at the door, man. And he's gonna roll at disadvantage. Not very convincing to the Ratus who just saw their buddy get stabbed. So this guy can attack, but he has a D4 minus thing. He's gonna shoot Birdman. Short bow. Okay, 21 might hit miss. -2, 19 to Birdman. I think that hits. Birdman, you get shot for 9 piercing.
Ow.
Roll a concentration check for Hunter's Mark, unless you want to just drop it, I guess. 1, 2.
Let me roll.
You only
I
got to do is
suppose.
beat a 10, so.
1, 2, 3, 4,
True.
5. Lives there.
I don't.
Yep. Hunter's Mark disappears.
Fine. Who shot me?
Guy running away.
Is a.
Yeah, Ratus. He's a rat.
The one outside?
Yeah.
He was
Through the
just.
door?
Yeah.
Well, the door was open.
Oh, child.
He may not understand all the issues he did here, okay? That's okay.
Oh yeah,
right.
I turn around in the most menacing look on my face, like, oh, you fucking did it now.
All right.
Fuck up!
Cotton, what do you do?
I think Cotton is going to pounce on that, the guy that's adjacent to her, like I guess diagonally.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Yeah.
the word.
Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna. That's what she's gonna do.
Okay.
Damn, this rat agreed to like fuck off, and yet people are still beating the shit out of him.
Yeah, she's angry. I don't know. Okay, so let's see. A biting claw does 1d4 piercing or slashing damage. I mean, maybe I would just like hold him down, not actually like.
Well, he's already
damage
being
him.
he's already being grappled by Strike, so he can't.
Yeah. Okay. Then I won't grapple him. I thought Strike had let go.
He's not letting go.
Yeah, I don't know. What's a girl gotta do? I mean, a kitty gotta do. I think he's going to go to Eris and ask, "Are you okay?" Because
Eris,
she obviously isn't, but like,
Eris is kind of like panting very very heavily, like her eyes are barely like staying open. No. Fuck.
do you want me to hold you to support you?
No, it's fine. I got all support I need.
If you say so. She's very like doubtful, but she just kind of keeps an eye on Eros, and that's her turn. Since this guy is still being grappled, so yeah.
Okay. 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 This guy is gonna roll an insight check. Okay, got above 10. Well, he will spend his turn. Uh, he'll use his action to roll a persuasion check after kind of looking around, seeing trying to, intuit what he can about what's going on here. And he nods, snarls a little bit at Strike holding him, and through that snarl, he will say, I've already agreed to the deal. Most of my friends have run away, so it's more gold for me, as far as I can tell. I do suggest, though, that someone make sure Care Halls is all right if you don't want the Lupin coming and knocking at your door. So you
I think
get.
it's all right.
So basically, he has put combat sort of in your control, sort of here. Like, he's not going to end initiative. He kind of is like letting you decide if you are done fighting with him. So Strike, but I'm going to say initiative cannot end until Care Halls someone attempts to stabilize him. Otherwise, I'm going to finish this round at least to see if he dies from a concussion.
Stabilizing like in a health check or
Medicine check. You need a DC 10 at least,
Oh, yeah.
or some other ability or whatnot that allows you to stabilize.
medicine check.
So on your turn, does take an action. Strike, you're grappling said guy who rolled a 14 on his persuasion. You can roll an insight check. You got to beat a 14 to see if see if you pick up on anything else. He's telling the truth. He is definitely angry at his friend dying, but he understands the situation. He understands that he's going to get gold, and he can probably, help his family more in the long run by the gold that he's getting. So he's trying to be as sincere as possible. Whether or not Care Halls and the other people are sincere, the dwarf is probably fine, but the dwarf probably will snitch on you later. There's a little more honor among Animaesus, and them trying to uphold those things. But there's also like, Birdman should probably watch over his shoulder a little bit more.
So I'm looking at the little red guy in front of me, calm down a little, and turn to Cotton and say, "You keep an eye on arrows, all right?"
Yes.
Guys, I'm right here.
And then I'm
Yeah, but you're pretty. I think it's better if I stay by your side.
not letting the guy go. I'm dragging him with me over to Carol. Not very violently, just kind of lead him there. Now that I know he's being sincere with what he's saying, and tell him,
Oh,
You.
you asshole! What the fuck is this?
"Help me over here.
I'm not gonna help you with that asshole. He got me in this mess. You can do
Help
that.
me. Die.
No.
Fuck off.
And do your thing." Just ignore him and try to save the asshole part.
Okay, so you drag him over. You have to have two hands to stabilize someone. You can't do it.
Yeah, I
with one
gotta let go. Unfortunately.
hand. All right, medicine check.
Medicine. There it is.
All right, you stabilize Gerholz. He's unconscious still from everything going on. He looks all right. Just concussion, whatnot. Just making sure you're setting him up so he's not completely knocked out there. Okay.
Can I also rob him of all his gold? He kind of deserves
You
it.
have to wait until next turn. It takes an action to
All
stabilize
right.
him. All right, Eros. Terry is underneath you. He's like, "You all right?"
I'll be fine. First time a girl's been disappointed?
With a passive inside of 18, if I move away from this guy, he's not going to attack, right?
He's already dropped his weapon to the ground, gone on his knees. Yeah, no.
Okay. Then Eros will go over to Carol's body and strip him of everything. Absolutely.
better.
Literally everything.
Roll me an investigation check just to make sure you don't run into anything that might be hidden, I guess.
4.
Roll me 2d100.
This man is not leaving this tavern without being ass naked.
I love it. Random dice help tell the story. I love it. Okay, you find on him a measly. Okay, not very much at all. 17 copper and 13 silver. He couldn't even pay these guys.
Oh wow.
He simply was relying on his persuasion and performance and hoping he could get out of the way before actually paying for him.
Eros would even say that loud.
This fucker's broke as shit. He couldn't even pay you
Unbelievable.
if he tried.
So what do we do with him?
No, just let Jim have him.
He has a short sword and a short bow on him.
We could sell these.
Other than that, he's basically has the equivalent of like fine clothes or whatever they're. They're really fancy clothes.
Yeah, okay. Sell these to
Which are
fellow.
like those are worth a lot. Like fine clothes, I think are worth like 10 gold. So selling back stuff is half price, but nonetheless.
That's fine. We'll just taking all of it. His chainmail, his fine shirt.
Yeah, that's right. He has a chain shirt. He has a chain shirt. He has his fine clothes, which you stabbed a little bit into.
I can mend
They-
it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you mend you can mend those later. And then short sword and a short bow. Each. He has more in gold with what he's wearing on him, honestly, than anything else. You know, the chain shirt itself is like you could sell that back easily for 10, 20 gold. So okay, so you start to strip him. The investigation was to look him over. Now that he's stable, the guards arrive. I'm gonna take us out of combat.
Oh boy.
They are outside. Two of the guards with Jim arrest the Ratus here that's still compulsed. The Jim and the one guard that was howling come in.
The Ratus gets arrested, like he's like in cuffs, like outside getting arrested by a Lupin.
Yep.
Oh, I fucking jump out and I start beating his ass. Like instantly. It's like he shot me with a bow, right? So I just gotta run outside. I'm like beating his ass. Like, you son of a bitch. Like, fuck you. Like, bop, bop. In front of the cops. I don't care. They can't do nothing to me.
Attorney and
Fucking
crime
cops.
in action.
Yeah. But I have an arrow in my fucking back. Like, explain it to them later. Fuck you.
Okay. He comes in the room. Jim comes in the room. He watches Birdman run out and start to beat him. He's about to say something. He turns in the room. All right, someone needs to explain that. This dead guy. And what the fuck's going on there with that unconscious guy?
Eros, topless, by the way, remember?
Topless this whole time.
Jim is paying attention to the dead guy until he notices Arrows like bruised and topless, like over there.
Righteous rolls over to
Literally a
Jim,
murder.
says, late as always, aren't we?
He growls at Strike, and that's all he does. But
Eros drags over Carol's naked body, saying,
why is that naked man naked? And where are his clothes?
I have his clothes. They're mine now. This man dishonored our duel and hired these rats and that dwarf to fight me. And he couldn't
Are there
even
witnesses?
pay them.
Are there witnesses to the dishonor?
Yes.
Yes.
Fucking Greendar, man.
Literally everyone.
Greendar's got our back.
Greendar? Yes! She speaks true. We were having a grand old fucking party, and Careholes decided to ruin it. One of the worst offenses in the stage courts, Jim mutters to himself. Interrupting the entertainment of the Coleoptid. I don't think he thought this through, Greendar. No, he didn't! My granduncle is one of the judges of the stage courts. He's fucked.
Yeah, he is. I come in covered in blood. Yeah, he is. Like a fucking knife in my hand. Like, yeah. Fucking.
Did you kill him, Birdman?
Yeah. Like looks over. Self-defense. Like it's just fucking self-defense.
Okay, well, hold on. The Lupin would stop you before he dies, but
The other dude isn't dead. I kind of just stab him a couple times, like because he shot me with an arrow. I'm like, fuck you,
Okay.
fuck you.
Oh, I was confused. Okay, so this guy died in the middle of the fight. I understand why you were beating up that guy. I
killed
saw
him.
the arrow. Yes,
killed
I
him
was
too.
late, Strike, but I saw the arrow down the street. Okay, I saw it. Okay, all right.
A little bit faster.
Well, you know,
I mean, he knows when to come.
Not the time.
Okay.
know it's when to
Well,
come.
all right, Hardy. What are you doing here? I was just enjoying a party, and then someone offered me money to smack a bitch,
Fuck off.
and now they offered me more money to not smack a bitch. So I learned
Fuck
my
off.
lesson.
I kind of I do like that little like flinch thing. Fuck off! Like get out of here. Go away. I'll fucking stab you too, because I probably did. I did stab this guy.
Green Door. Yeah, you can arrest him too. All right. What? I'm supposed to get... No, you're not getting any fucking money, Jimin says. Take this guy outside with the other fucker. Tells the two guards to... Hardy kind of is a little too drunk and messed up by this point to fight too much from the guys. And Jim stays in the room. Green Door, you want this one? Yes. And you can leave it here. And the Ratus is like, what? That's my cousin. What do you mean you're gonna leave it here?
Slab of meat.
You can, well, yeah, you, fourth house friend. He points to the remaining Ratus. What's your dealing here? I'm waiting to get paid. That's it. Eros, others.
Fuck off.
He's waiting to get paid.
Fuck off.
Eros hands him the 10 gold,
No.
but grabs his ear as she does so, and kind of like that, as like a mother would grab a child's ear type of thing.
Now, what did we learn?
Let me roll an insight check because I know what I want to say. Okay, he's smart enough. He's wise enough. Enjoy the party.
Good boy. Now, fuck off.
Fuck off.
He skitters out of the house, out of the tavern. Jim. All right, that's a little weird. All right. Well, self-defense.
Self-defense.
Makes sense. Got witnesses. What do you want me to do with Carol's here? Oh, well, no, that's right, stage courts. Yeah, that's right, Greendar says. He fucked up one of the best parties I had in, like, a month. I was gonna sell a shit ton of gold tonight, now no one's gonna come in because there's blood everywhere.
Garrus would like start slowly using prestidigitation over everything.
Thank you, Eros.
Stage courts.
Eros, yeah. A round for your friends on me for what you did today. 2 rounds, if you want. Honestly.
Soup.
And as much soup as Birdman wants.
Soup.
I don't think I'm gonna sell anymore today.
Thanks,
Okay.
Greendar.
Thank you, Greener.
Very kind.
Sorry for the mess.
Eros would also she would walk up to the girls that were with Cadvar. I'm just gonna keep fucking up his name over and over.
That's fine. The rivalry will continue. The rivalry will continue.
On
It's awesome.
purpose.
and she would ask them,
Okay, spill it. Why were you with him?
Well, he promised us, I don't know, like we could make 20 gold by this week, but we've only made 2. Like me and her, she won, me the other. And then I don't know, Stephanie kind of, he's a fucking pervert. Is what he is, but 20 gold is for a week's worth of work. Even dancing, that's a lot.
How long have you 3 been in this city?
I don't know. The longest here, 6 months, I think, between us. We just got out of the spillway like last month. Care Hall's kind of helped with that, I guess. And then they kind of are putting 2 and 2 together of what he was grooming them for.
Okay.
He was gonna sell them as prostitutes. You guys are picking that up very quickly, and they didn't really 100% get that until to this week that he's been grooming them for that, which isn't illegal. It's not illegal in the city.
Yeah, but
Like,
still Cotton is very pissed.
Is it immoral? Yes.
Hey, is it not a good profession? Sure.
But it's not illegal. So
Drake is so
I
pissed
mean-
he kind of removes himself from the situation and just angrily starts cleaning up the messy bait.
Eros
okay.
Eris literally has a side job working at a brothel, so she
Yeah.
doesn't even bat her eyes at the idea
No.
of it.
I mean, it's
You
more
probably-
about like
You could probably get
grooming
them a
someone
better
into
job
that,
than he
not-
did. Fuck.
Yes. More of that rather than them doing it by choice. You see, the girls got into it for entertainment and dancing. They didn't get into it to sell their bodies as sex things. Now, that doesn't mean now that that doesn't mean they understand how the city works. Like, to the point I'm trying to make, Eros knows that she could probably get them a job at least dancing in the 13th district, for those things relatively easily.
Okay.
But that also very easily could lead to prostitution again too. So.
Okay. Listen here. If you're gonna dance, this city ain't the type. Got it? Shit happens. But I know quite a few people. So if you need a job in entertainment, as long as you're willing to accept that sometimes you gotta put your body on the line, then you can easily make 20 gold in a week.
Group charisma save. They all kind of. Okay. I don't know. I guess it'll be safer there than being led about by that lecherous dick.
Easily make $20. Easily make 20 gold a week, and he hands Eros his shirt, like her shirt back, like gesturing at
God.
look.
Birdman, get 2 inspirations.
Yes.
She would take it, but she wouldn't put it back on. She would just throw it over her shoulder and just kind of let it drape there.
I was gonna say if you throw it back on the floor, he picks it up and every time it drops on the floor, he keeps picking it up and handing it to you. Like, there you go.
That's funny.
Here's
That's
your
funny.
shirt. Yeah, I'm like covered in blood. By the way, like definitely stabbed a couple dudes.
She's good. Eris will also start petting Birdman while also casting prestidigitation to so as her hand moves over his feathers, the blood disappears as well.
He does not make a noise. He lets it happen, but he does not make a noise. He just stands there.
Terry kind of skitters over. I got some blood here, and he he points he gestures at his entire body, and he's covered in a couple drops on his head.
Fuck off!
Eros, despite the bird screaming, Eros would still bend down, and her hands probably encompasses most of his body, almost, and she would also pet Terry as well. But she'll still be looking up at the dancers and say,
Okay. Well,
does this tavern have where's the closest place to just get a night at an inn?
Upstairs, he has, I don't know, a dozen or so rooms that take up a second floor above you. Here, but your apartment's just down the road too.
Yeah. Okay, so Eros will say,
okay. Tonight, you sleep here at the inn. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to introduce you to some of my friends.
They kind of nod, and Greendar speak buzzes as he is dragging the Ratus body slowly back to the kitchen.
Because he's tiny, right? Like he's
Yeah.
like a small.
Yes.
Okay, I walk over and I pick up the like by the tail. I just like pick him up like for him. Like
Okay.
Drag helps
And help.
too.
Okay.
I walk over and like because Arrow says, you stay here, so I'm like, you stay here, and then like I gesture towards the dancers, and then I fucking look at the body, and I'm like gesturing like, where do you want it at? Like,
Put it on the chopping table there. I've heard that the Lupin aren't enjoy a good rat stick every now and then.
Slab of meat. You go into you just see Birdman ominously walk into the kitchen holding a full grown rat by his tail.
Oh god, I love Birdman so much.
Great.
Just wait till he turns back into an elf.
I know.
God.
All right. Well, you start to hear very slow because the chopping knife is as big as Greendar.
Oh,
probably.
I would 100% help him. I'd be like,
Oh, good. I don't like getting too dirty. He prestidigitates himself again.
dirty. Just him chopping.
Yeah. Oh,
I
right.
Birdman has a low sanity score because he's fucking unhinged.
I would like everyone to roll a sanity check for the cannibalized rat and being cool with
Yeah.
it.
Even me? Can I roll
That
with
is
advantage?
insane.
Can I roll with advantage?
I am 100%
Oh
fine
damn,
with
you're
this.
so okay with this. Like,
Like, I'm imagining Eros also has like picked up Terry and is like holding him like pretty much up to her breast and is like just like holding him in one hand and like petting him with the other. Just on the head.
Sanity by Terry 2. Oh goodness.
Yeah.
All right, madness. Here we come.
Oh shit.
So madness comes in like levels, right? You're gonna get a minor madness, and then if you get it again, it upgrades, so to speak.
It's
And
awesome.
and it eventually it's like something that you like. The only thing you can get rid of it is like a wish spell or something like that. Eventually, which you know how hard wish spells are in my game now. So okay, so this is a short-term madness. Short-term madness is like this. Your character. I want to do a long-term madness with this, so it sticks with you for beyond this session. But it goes away after a couple hours. So you have short-term, long-term, and indefinite madnesses. Okay, we're gonna have a short-term effect, but it's gonna last for a couple hours, so we can do some more role play with it. For those things. So I would like those of you that failed.
Who
So
failed?
that's
What was the
Terry and
TN?
Lucy.
Hmm.
TN's 10.
Strike roll?
Just strike.
It's an average TN of 10 until you guys go up to the next proficiency rank.
Strike, I think you need to do your insanity. I mean, your
Yes.
sanity.
Oh, I didn't do it. Sorry, I was kind of at the fridge when this happened.
Oh, so no, you're. Oh, no.
Oh.
Okay, I would like I'm gonna roll a D100. I would like Lucy and Creed roll a D100.
D100.
Okay. So this madness, I would like you guys to think of how the cannibalization idea manifests this kind of a madness kind of thing. It is sort of randomized, so I might have to do a little like swinging, but I think it might be fun to roleplay. So 46. Terry, for the next 10 hours, Terry is incapable of normal speech. He just sits there and kind of babbles as he babbles two words: boobs and rat meat.
Right.
For the
Great.
next 10 hours, Terry is babbling boobs and rat meat. As he's trying to understand how those two things meet together and they don't,
Every-
and how he as a mouse and rats are like enemies and have been for
I-
generations. So like he loosely did a good thing, but at the same time,
I hope
he's a little
Terry has.
confused.
I hope Terry has a nightmare of me coming out of the kitchen with like a bloody, like butcher's apron and like a knife.
And then you have Arrow, and then you come out and you have Eros's boobs.
Yeah, Eros
You will
is
never
like
have to pay rent
topless.
again.
It's just boobs and rat meat because it's just me cleaning like a butcher's knife on like a table or something. Like
That's so cursed.
that's why I'm the cursed bird. Man.
The cursed bird.
I'm
From
cursed.
here to Prime.
Okay, I don't want to do that other one, so I'm going to do this one. Strike, roll me another D100.
I don't like the sound of that.
I love the sound of that.
I also
Okay.
love the sound of that.
Strike, you are deafened for the next I just rolled a 10, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yep.
For the next 100 hours.
What the hell?
That's a lot of days. It's like 4 days.
That's like 4 days.
Okay.
You would
You're
go
definitely-
even more and say
The
she's
other
just being
the
deaf.
other one I
like,
rolled
randomly.
on was it was about to be, hey, you attack the first thing nearest you.
Which would have been
That would
Kyle.
not have been good.
That would not have been good. So I was like,
That's
okay.
not as important.
Kill
Shit.
me.
You just kill he just goes on a rampage for 10 hours for 100 hours and just kills an entire block of people.
Oh god.
I'll
Well,
take the Devon, please.
that's the end
Well,
of
I'll
Strike.
see you. I'll see you at stage court, buddy.
What did you
My-
say?
You heard me. I see you at stage court because I'm gonna have to defend your ass.
What?
Okay. So
Ah!
I'm gonna kind of play with this a little bit. I'm gonna say it's like 75% deafened. Like you're having trouble focusing on things as you think about that the city is getting to the point now that they are not just eating meat from Tarasques, and they're I don't know, settling with the idea that this has become commonplace. I don't know, that cannibalism is kind of becoming a norm as people exist in the dankness, I think, of the city.
But I kind of do
Um,
the same. Would that really affect me too much?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
You're-
You're still a
you're-
humanoid. You're
you're
still a
just like
humanoid. You're not a beast.
You're just like an old man for 4 days.
Okay. We'll play it out. We'll see how it works. I think it'll be interesting. Okay, Lucy, 43. Let's see.
You're just an old man for 4 days. Everything we say to you. Ah, what did you say?
Sorry.
Ah,
Speak up, Sonny!
what did you say to me?
Big and Randy.
My ears
All of
hurt
your
what they use.
all of your kids try to ask you a question. Huh? What? What are you asking me? Say me again. Ask me again.
Irony, you rolled the same thing as Terry. Like within the same bracket as Terry. So D10.
Oof.
Okay. 70 hours
Oh.
of babbling. What do you babble?
What do I babble?
What is on their mind for 70 hours that
I think, for one, the dancers, like how they
Dancers.
almost got like groomed into prostitution or sex work. So maybe I don't know.
Okay.
What does she say? Dancers and slope. What was it? Meat. Slope of meat.
Slab of
No.
dancers.
Slab of
Slab of meat.
Lab of meat.
Dancers slab of meat.
That can be taken in many different directions.
Yes, okay. All right.
Lab of meat.
You guys go back to your apartment, I think, after this, and settle in for the night. guys lost in your own thoughts. Most of the party is. And we will pick up next week on the second day of light, the month of light, which is the 12th month of 18 of the year. And we will continue the adventures of the Animaesus there.